All right, back to the old grind, everybody. We're back, and the Silver Dollar City recreation, of course. What else would we be working on? I mean, we got a couple of things we could be working on, but today, of course, it's the Silver Dollar City recreation. Today in the park, everything open, according to this sign. So that's good, right? We're gonna be working on some stuff. I got some references that we can finish up the entrance area here for those slight parking lot stuff. So everything should be good a go, and we'll get around to that. So let me make sure everyone knows we're live. Thor: Love and Thunder trailer just dropped, a new one. Sweet. I shall have to watch it. Wait, what was I gonna do? I could go to Discord, lovely Discord here, and let everyone know that we're live real quick. And the thumbnail should be the same, I think. Should be correct. Should be. All right, let's go here. Announcements. We're live on YouTube. Okay, bye. Thanks, Fluffy. Well, let me, I'll put the actual link there. Cool. Alright, so here we go. But what I wanted to work on is this right here. There's a building right there that, is basically the exit building slash building to all right, let me show. I actually took a video of it, so I didn't have to take like a billion photos. Yeah, the tram stops like right here, and it's kind of like the entrance for lots 1 and 2, kind of like the queue almost for that. And then at the back side is the area where you go to walk through. It's also the exit right there where you exit the park. So like you exit through here. This building's a huge gift shop basically, and you exit out this way. And you can either go to stops 1 and 2, which is right here. Usually stop 5 is right here, 6 and 7 and all the rest are at the end. It definitely needs renovation soon, and I heard that they will probably be renovating it soon. I don't know how soon, but hopefully that is the plan. Okay, so I got right there. Okay, so I got the first little bit of reference that I need here, and that's gonna be for this building. So let's just add on to this building. And it's right after this. So let's go ahead and place this down right about right here. And then we're going to need a new wooden wall here. But basically, we're going to get this finished up for anything. Try refreshing your stream because it's not lagging on my end. I have it up and it looks just fine. So try refreshing the stream and see if that helps, or lower the video quality if that still doesn't work, and see if that will help. Okay, so I could use planks for this, or we could use this one. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and place these wall pieces down. And we're going to go about halfway. And it is about a whole piece right here. And then it's got a very steep roof, basically, is what we're going. So we're going to get the shaping here, and then we're going to get it. I've gotten bored with a lot of things, and now you don't know what to do. I've definitely been in that bandwagon before myself. For sure. Alright, we're gonna get the nice steep one. Yes, this one. Not that one, though. We're gonna use this one, if I can ever find the piece that I want. We're gonna use this one. Okay. Like so, and I'm gonna recolor it to the proper color. It's like this green color. Dark kind of green. Kind of more along the lines of that, maybe a little darker. No, it needs more. I think it needs to be closer to blue here. A little bit on the, there we go. That's the color we're looking for. There we go. Put that there. And I'm also gonna put this over here, and then we're gonna go to roofs, get the roofs in here, and just the normal wooden roof will work just fine. We just gotta find the right steepness. Where is it at? None of these look steep enough. None of these look right. This one looks pretty steep, but it's definitely not the right one. Do we not have a steeper roof than that? Right. Why is this a piece? If maybe it's like, oh wait. Maybe because it's a one piece that it's not one-sided. It's maybe. I don't know. They didn't make a piece steep enough for this. Is there any pieces steep enough for this wall? Like, why does this piece exist if there's not a steep enough roof for it? What? That doesn't make sense. There's no roof that's steep enough. This one, but that doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense either. Like, what? Why is there no roof piece steep enough for that? Why does this piece exist if there's no roof that goes along with it? That doesn't make sense. Really? Like, we got this piece. That doesn't make sense. It would be one piece. It would be like one of these guys. Because it is a singular piece. I am genuinely confused of why this piece exists if there's no roof piece that goes along with it. There's legitimately no roof piece that goes along. Is this one steep enough? Nope. None of these are steep enough. There's got to at least be one somewhere, right? Nope, I'm not seeing any. Haunted roof? Nope. Nope, that's the steepest one right there. Oh, I found this haunted roof one. It's a one piece one. Okay, so this one does, but there's not, the one that I want doesn't have that piece, of course. Haunted roof might be our closest bet, I think. What the heck? Don't know why they decided not to make it for the most common roof piece, but okay, I guess we're going haunted here. Because that's the only one that fits, that is the closest to the style we want. Alright. Nope, I want to select this because it's not in the right spot now. You know what, let's just move this back and recolor these a nice, beautiful gray color. Alright, so these do hang over, like, just not that much, but in the slightest, so we might actually, go in and just split from building. This is kind of wonky, but it's gonna work. I know it's gonna work. Let's just split this from the building too. Alright, I'm gonna try and line that up so it works. Okay, so now I want to do a different texture for this wall, so we're gonna actually put in our own custom texture with planks and see what kind of planks we have. Is there any plank that would work, or are we gonna have to use the one? I don't want to use that. That's nasty. 4 meter plank. No. We'll just use the toolkit item ones. I mean, let's be honest, I use this for everything. Or use these for everything, so. And might as well keep going with it. The theme here. The color on this actually is pretty accurate, the one that it comes with. Let's see, that's 2x10. Is that the thickest one we have? And it looks like it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we'll copy this on over. But, however, we want to have varying heights and stuff like that. So we're gonna move this up. Let's delete the top one and go with a shorter piece that works. Let's just use a smaller piece here. Supposed to be able to see the different pieces here, but it's not a big deal if you can't. We'll recolor the wall a different color too, so you don't know what it looks like. So it kind of makes more sense here. But they didn't have like the best texture for this, so we're just gonna put in our own. You know, well, sometimes you gotta do things yourself. Sometimes. Okay, let's just copy, say this. Hopefully it doesn't make it diagonal, because I know how Planet Coaster likes to do that. It's one of their favorite things to do. But I'm not about that. Okay, cool. Alright, and we'll go in here. Just place another piece. And before I get too far, let's change the color of these walls to something that's a little bit closer to those planks. Same with these, because they need to at least somewhat look like them. You know, we don't want them to look off or anything. All right, so there's also a planter that does wrap around here with a couple of tiny trees in them. So let's see. I went live almost 13 minutes ago. Yeah. Basically, we're gonna try and finish this building right here, all this structure and such. So it'll get it looking quite nice. Yeah. Okay. So so we do have. Let's see. All right, we don't want this part of. Well, we're gonna split from the building, because we're gonna have to angle this a little bit. Now I could use something else, but I guess we'll just stick with this guy. I really don't want to, but because you can't get the. Well, we could use a half piece. Hold on. We could do that. Doing great on Silver City. Thank you. I'm trying. I am a trying. This is this castle? No, this isn't castle. This is that one brick. Is it under brick? If I type brick, yes, it is. Okay, it's this one. Okay, so we got the gray, and then kind of like that color. We want to make sure that it is the same color. Gosh dang it. Okay, so we want this piece. No, edit this. Place one of these, and then hopefully it'll copy the color over. There we go. That's what we want. That's what we want right there. Delete that, and now we're good. Now I have a half piece, which gives it a little bit more flexibility for forming this around here, because now we can round it a little bit easier, much nicer. Because this is just gonna wrap around here, and then there's like some kiosks in here, so I'll actually place a few kiosks in here that are like, I guess I could put like ATMs or something, But it's a way to purchase your tickets, like without going through the regular ticket line. What's up, airplane guy? How's it going? I'm gonna push play here a little bit so I can get. Okay, so it's gonna go back over here, and then it does kind of a sharp turn into the side here, and then that's where we have our overhang where those ticket kiosks are. How did you make Time Traveler's track go upside down? Because I'm not actually using the track that goes with those trains. And the better question is, how did I give Time Traveler a launch? That would be the better question. But still, so you can actually do it without any mods. All you have to do to go upside down, just go over here to your settings, and when you go over to your game, make sure you disable track limits, this little checkbox. I think most of the time by default it's not checked. So disable your track limits, and then you can invert any coaster. It will disable all your track limits. However, if you want truly no track limits where you can actually do anything, and switch like any coaster trains with whatever you want, then you'll want to get the no limits mod. There's a no limits track mod you can download if you're on PC. You can you're only able to do it for PC, but you can actually download that, and then you can actually have literally no limits. You can put any coaster train with any track type. You can do anything you want. This is before I had mulch, and I wasn't using the mulch in here, so we might replace this. Just replace all of it with the mulch. But that's also how I was able to get a launch with the spinning cars as well, because that is also not something you can do in the base game. But with the mod, I'm able to. It makes that possible. That mod is a huge game changer and allows you to do so much. You can actually put you can actually do launches and lifts on any coaster type. That's also very handy. But yeah, just to make anything invert, you can just make sure you disable your track limits. Once you disable your track limits, it will allow you to invert any track of any type. It doesn't matter. So very, very useful as well. Even if you don't want to do the mods, that's very useful to having to do as well, is just disable the track limits in your parks. So, but yeah, just go to your settings, disable them, and then you should be able to just be able to do anything, or be able to do anything through the track. You can go as steep as you want. You can twist them as any time you want. So really, really cool. And it'll allow you to do it with any coaster type. But if you really want to have no limits, then I highly recommend getting the Planet Coaster mod. It's a very, very beautiful mod to have, because it saves you so much headaches to trying to figure stuff out, because you literally can put there's no limits to anything you can really do on that, which is nice. Hey, what's up? It's going good. It's going good. We're just over here playing Planet Coaster, of course, in the Silver Dollar City recreation, because I want to get this done. You have no idea how badly I would love to finish this project eventually, sooner rather than later. What's the backside look of this? Nothing? No? Okay. We might just go... There's this weird, like, there's a sign on it, too. I don't know what the sign says. I might leave the sign out, but there's, like, this little square piece on here. We might just use toolkit items and just... I use these pieces so often, like these little planks. I use these all the time. They are truly nice to have, because you can literally do so much with them. And I use them for... You end up using them for so much. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's that big, so let's go 1 meter. And we'll go... press this out as far as we can. Probably about right there. What building is it? The exit? Yes, we're working on the little exit building, OMP, which is Ozark Marketplace. It's the last gift shop that you go through. So we're kind of working on that / the entrance. So basically my new style right now is I want to finish everything. So I'm starting with the entrance. And the way I should have started this build, the way I should have done this in the first place, was to kind of finish each section one at a time instead of doing it the way I've been doing it, which is just kind of going back and forth between sections. But I wish at the beginning I would have done it this way. So we're just going to go through the park and finish each and everything. When you finish the park, are you going to open it to the public so other people can go into the park? I would love to see this game. Absolutely, I'm going to be posting it on the Steam Workshop for sure. Like 100%. No doubt. I'm definitely going to share it with everyone. Don't worry, because that was definitely the idea. I was for sure planning on putting it there, and I might even before I'm completely finished. If I get to a point where I'm pretty close to finishing, I might upload like a beta version where people can download it and before it's completely done, you know, and just get a feel for it, and you know, all right, that will work out. It's not the greatest, but it will work out. All right, we need really small trees. I think I might use the ash tree, because it is a very small tree. Man, I don't know. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. This tree is very, very small. I need something very tiny that will fit in here. That is a palm tree. I don't know why I clicked on that. There are definitely no palm trees. Does Silver City sell posters? Would love to get. That's a good question. I don't recall seeing any posters. I actually don't know though. I think that would be cool too. Like if there were some posters, I would totally have some. Maybe I should go searching and seeing if there are any anywhere. I haven't seen any. I'm not gonna for sure say no, but I think it's doubtful. I don't think they do sell posters anywhere, but for all I know, maybe they do. But I don't believe so. But that would actually be really, really cool if they did. I would definitely buy some. Imagine if they had like an Outlaw Run poster or a Time Traveler poster. I would totally buy those and hang them up on the wall and stuff. Alright, I'm going to use this like kind of like so. Now there's this really skinny small tree just sitting right here, and I don't know what to put in front of it. Because there's not really any good options here. That's too tiny. That is winter and isn't gonna really work. That's too. Even the small ones. That's a palm tree. Oh man, what do I do? I shouldn't be spending this much time on one singular little tree that I could probably just leave out and no one would notice. Which is what I might do. Because what are the other? If I was looking for one more option, if it didn't work yet. These are like my smallest ones in Planet Coaster, and they're still too large. We're just gonna leave it out. I might just throw a bush here or something. Let's just throw like one of these bushes here and say, man, we cut the tree down, it was in the way. Just sink them in. See, that would work. The only thing is they're still too big at the, like, these are, I guess they're more too full, if that makes sense. Like, they're just too thick, like too big. Like, even if I sink them down, see, that's not gonna work. Stuff like that. If that kind of makes sense. Let me look at the ash tree again. Maybe I can make it work. This isn't the type of tree that it is, but you know, and I think I'm gonna put it a little more off to the side here. That'll work. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Yeah, because they're just too full and too big at the top too. So even if I sink them down, that's the main problem, is how big they are width-wise. That's the main problem. All right, so I think we got that. I think there's no benches here, but you do see a lot of guests sitting here, so maybe I can hide some benches in there so they sit on it. Maybe. Just maybe. Okay, so the next thing is that there is this little opening, and it's got like some ticket kiosks in here. So these are where you can buy tickets just through this little machine, and it's very, very easy. So you don't have to wait in line to get tickets. I mean, if you're really smart, you'll get your tickets online and not have to worry about it at all. Because typically tickets are cheaper online for most parks. I don't know if Silver City's tickets online are cheaper. I know at the gate it's like $80-something, and they raised the price this year. It's absolutely bananas of how expensive it is now. Absolutely bananas. Okay, so this is the openings for these now. I don't really like those though. Oh, how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Again, I think I might throw in some like ATMs in here just for the looks of it. Last week when I went to Sword Art City and we were getting our photos from Outlaw Runs, saw somebody in the sample photos where it shows where you could get it, and he was doing funny poses in the camera, and I was like, hey, that is me. Yes. I do love to make funny photos when I do my ride-throughs, and the photo people absolutely love it, and they love to display it. So I try to do something funny every single time, because who buys tickets at the park anymore? Actually, a lot of people, for some reason. I don't know why, but people don't think about that, you know? Like, if people aren't used to going to parks, don't go to parks a lot, like, these people will buy them on site, like, instead of getting them in advance. I don't know why. That's not a smart move. But they will buy them for some reason at the park. Like, the line gets really long for the physical. When you get the older, sometimes a lot of older generation people, they don't like machines. They don't like buying stuff online. They don't like technology, essentially. They think technology is the devil sometimes for some reason, but it's so they want to do everything through a person. There's they don't want to do it through something else. They want to talk to a person and have a person do it for them. They don't want to do it anything electronically or anything like that. I don't know why. And it's also the GP too, you know. They don't know better, so poor GP. They could be saving so much more money, but, you know, they decide not to. Alright, we're going to split this from the building. I just kind of wanted to get that started. So the reason why we're splitting it from the building, because it is actually kind of angled like this. Like so. And there are 3 of these. So we are going to copy this over. Hopefully that's not too big. That looks a little longer and bigger than I would want it to be. How can we do this? Maybe we can make these openings custom in a custom way. Let's see. I have something in mind. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're not gonna know until we try it, though. I'm just gonna type wood because it's part of the wooden one. So I was thinking about doing these guys right here. Maybe. Saving money and waiting time to buy. It's true. You don't have to wait in line. Some people will literally complain, like constantly complain, because there's a super long line to buy your tickets, like in person, like in the ticket booths over here. And it's just like, if you buy them online, you could save so much time. You could probably save a lot of money, because typically buying tickets online in advance is way cheaper than buying them on site. I'm just saying. You look terrified on your on-ride photo. That's funny. I have seen a lot of terrified photos. Can't see a single benefit. Like I said, it's just like the GP, the general public, and I guess older generations. I've seen the people that they refuse to do stuff online. They refuse to use their phones for anything like that, or using the internet. I hate to use like my dad or my stepdad, but like they are not tech savvy at all. They we're on a flip phone, and my dad actually just switched to a smartphone. He hasn't even had it for a full year, maybe like 6 months or something like that. He just switched from a flip phone, and he's always been, I would say, more scared of them than anything. Like he's scared of them. Like he doesn't realize the amount of unlimited information on the internet. He doesn't know anything about the internet. He knows literally how to get to his email, and that's basically it. Like, he just checks his email. He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't realize what you can do with the internet. Has SDC ever ran out of tickets? We've hit capacity on Park. They don't really run out of tickets, I don't think. Like, run out, unless you're talking about, like, running out of the material, which may have happened before. I'm not sure. I have no clue. I don't work front gate or anything, so I'm not entirely sure. I've helped out with front gate a little bit. I've scanned tickets before, helped scanning tickets, and I've helped rentals, like with their ECVs and stuff. I've helped in the parking lot, but I've never actually. This is still frozen, by the way. This is insane. This autosave has been a killer one. This has been one of the worst autosaves ever. Hopefully the game isn't crashing, because that would suck. And if it is crashing, hopefully... Oh, there it goes. Hopefully the autosave saved it. This is what I was hoping to do. I think the best thing we can do here is actually take this and run it across, and we'll make the... use the... I think the best way to do this is to use our own sort of pieces here. Our own little columns to create the openings, because that's what it is. They're kind of like just these thick little columns. It's not really like a complete archway, it's just these little columns here, kind of like this, that put it together. And these are a little arched up here in the actual thing, but I think it would be too much of a headache to figure that out. It would be a lot of a headache. Maybe it's kind of like they don't want to spend money till they are physically at the park in case something happens. I don't know. I think a lot of people are just scared of the internet and scared of buying stuff online, and who knows. I'll have to ask my dad why he's so scared of. He's scared that he's gonna mess something up, or like, you know, or maybe catch a virus, or like he's too because he doesn't have the knowledge of what and what not to do and stuff. So he kind of just gets scared of it. So I don't know. Like, he's scared he's gonna mess something up, I think, is the main thing. And I was like, all I tell him is, like, don't click on something you're unfamiliar with, like a link or something. Just as long as you stay away from the stuff you're not familiar with, you'll be fine. I was like, just don't click on suspicious stuff, or like stuff that looks sketchy, or, you know, just basically, you know. Gotta go. Have a great night. Well, thanks for stopping by. I love about SDC is that my family got the Trailblazer Pass. Some of the workers didn't punch the hole and let us through the ride. I'm very much on that side too. Sometimes the only reason why I wouldn't punch it is if there's like hardly any wait, and I feel like it's not fair to them if there's no wait and I punch the pass. That's typically when I don't do it, because I'm just like I'm like, there's no wait, there's no point of punching it, because that's just kind of not fair to the Trailblazer Pass, because, you know, it would have been the same as entering through the regular line, you know. But if we do have a wait, I do punch it. That's kind of like I kind of judge it based off of that. So just gotta be smart when on the internet. Exactly. You just gotta be confident. But yeah. Bought my passes on just the barcode on my phone. The physical pass can smear by August. Oh yeah, that's true. The physical pass can get kind of get take damage sometimes, especially if like water rides. But they replace it for free, so if it's not working properly, they can always replace it. But like still, like if you have it on your phone and stuff, I feel like it's just a better convenience. You know, I think it's just better overall. But you know. Some people are just stuck in their ways. You know, that's just how it is. They don't like. My dad is very much like that. He's just stuck in his own ways. He doesn't like to upgrade or change. Like once he gets used to something, he just doesn't like to change. You know, he doesn't want to have to adapt to something else, and that's why he did not want to get a smartphone for so long. Because he just doesn't like change, I think, and he's very stuck. He's very like old school, old times. You know, like he's stuck in the old days. Like, you know, cave would be very cool to make. I'm actually making the cave. Actually, it is going to be part of this build. I'll probably do it last. I have already started on it, but it is going to be in this build eventually. So I actually already have started on it. Actually, can show you. Real quick, I already have that hole, that famous hole in the ground. Where is it at? Oh, over here. Right there. There's the hole. Here's the entrance to the cave right here. It is, I'm going to make it to where guests can walk through it too, so that's going to be cool. But yeah, I've already started working on the cave. Let me turn on the light so we can see. This is going to be the Cathedral Room, which has all the stairs. This is all I have so far. I'm probably going to work on it much later, but yeah, the cave is very important to Sword Art City, so I feel like I have to include it somehow. I'm hoping maybe I can eventually find a layout of the cave so I can get a better perspective of the cave. I haven't been down there in years. I haven't taken the tour in a long time. It's actually really, really neat. Yeah, I do plan on having it completely be able to be walked through by guests and such. I think it'll be really, really cool. My favorite thing to eat at the park? That's a tough one. There's a lot of good stuff in the park. I think SDC has much better food than your average park. It used to be the Fry Bread Company, but they actually took it out, and I was actually really sad. And they don't have the Fry Bread sandwiches anymore, but my stupid Alexa app keeps crashing. It keeps telling me, even though I'm not running it. Why? Why is that? I'm not using the app, bro. Alright. But it used to be Fry Bread before it got removed. And the building's still there, and they just use it for something else now. So that's actually not going to work. I think the haunted... These actually might be our best bet to use. No, those aren't going to work really either. Okay. Maybe we do this. We can do this, and then just do this. That goes into there like that. It's not extremely perfect, but it will get the job done. It should get the job done. Okay. Now if we go here, let's go ahead and see if we can make this work as well. This is going to be potentially wonky, but we need to try and get this to blend together. That should work. That should be good. That's a good start. It's my tradition to visit the cave. Yeah, I need to go down there. I noticed the sales of Trailblazer has declined with the increase of ticket prices. No, actually. I think our opening day was the most Trailblazers I had ever seen in a day. Outlaw Run doesn't get a line for their Trailblazer pass, but opening day, our Trailblazer line was going out the Trailblazer entrance. It was the most I've ever seen. So it has not slowed anything down. And I'm still kind of upset that they did increase prices. It's just dumb. The day tickets are just so outrageously priced. I can't believe the day tickets are like $80 now. That's like scamming people at that point. Like, you can get into Cedar Point cheaper. That shouldn't be right. Oh yeah, the skillets are really good. I got I got off topic and forgot. I still carry last year's CP Kings Island passes. Might put them somewhere when I visit more locations. Nice. But yeah, the skillets are really good. I do recommend the skillets quite a bit. The ones over by Time Traveler are really, really good. I forgot the exact name of that place, but... and then Traveler's Stop is really good. They have some awesome grilled cheese sandwiches. Always go for the ultimate grilled cheese. I love the ultimate grilled cheese. And then during the Christmas season, they actually have the grilled cheese with their tomato soup is so good. It's so creamy and it's so good. And you can get a ultimate grilled cheese with the tomato soup. Oh my gosh! And then you dip the grilled cheese in. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite things during. Probably one of my favorite foods during the Christmas season is when they have the tomato soup. Sorry if that was loud. I bumped my mic. All right, so this is where the ticket kiosks are. We'll go ahead and try and see if we can get those in there. And so we'll probably just throw an ATM in here, or not information, ATMs. Will probably look the best in here, so we'll just throw some of these in here. I'll probably just see if I can put in about at least 2 of them. Try and put them up against the wall. And we'll try and go different grids here. Coming back to STC in late August. What are your crowds predictions? August isn't too bad. It's definitely better than June or July, I think. August is actually not too awful, as far as I know. It just kind of depends on what day of the week as well, I guess. But as far as I know, August might not be too bad of a time to come. If you go during a weekday in August, maybe. You might be able to get some okay crowds, I would say. Some pretty okay. Okay, so we do have a sign on this building that says self-serve ticket kiosks. Let's see if we can build a sign here that, I mean, I could take make every sign custom if I wanted to, but I don't want to put too many custom images in here. I want to do as least amount as possible and try and recreate some myself just to, you know, save some. So we'll go serve, like these simple signs we don't need to make custom ones for, I don't think. And we'll go self-serve. See if I can fit this whole thing in. Ticket. You know, sometimes you can't fit everything in. All right, sweet. I can fit that in. Purchase day tickets here is what it says underneath. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fit that in there. That's a lot of text. Let's do day tickets here. We'll leave out the purchase because I don't think that would fit. Okay, so these are gonna be all the same color, and the text is. Okay, so I can't change the text. I gotta go in here and change the text. That's annoying. It's kind of like this, kind of like a dark brown. And we'll do like a white outline. That will be fine. And then we're gonna cover it up with the actual sign and then just have the text shine through. That's what we're gonna do. So we'll do this and this. Running the video to do the looping thing on the tracks to see it. See you in a minute too. All right, see ya. All right, and then we'll just go to get an art shape for this because it's just like a clean sign, fairly nice clean sign here. We'll align to surface. This should be plenty big enough. We'll make it the correct color that we want, and we want it to kind of look like this. And then we're just gonna put a border on this, and we'll be good with that. Man, I've been live for almost 45 minutes. That is dumb. I can't believe I waste so much time. So much time goes by, and I don't even realize it. Because I want to get all this done. I want to get this done. My goal in this is to get this done. I don't want to spend too much time with it. Let's go 2 meter. Like so. We'll switch to 1 meter. Do these pieces. Yeah, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? That actually looks pretty solid in the real thing. I'd pass that off as pretty solid. Alright, let's move on to the next section. Now that we got that, there is another section here. We're going to build off of this. It's a little bit of a short, straight section, kind of from right here to, I'd say, about right here. I don't know if it'd be quite, maybe a piece and a half. We'll go about right there. We'll get a roof for it. And then it's got kind of like these little panel pieces as well. And then it also has a little bit of a curb thing going there. Wildfire was your first big coaster. Wednesday won't be bad. I jumped in on Mercy Day. Parking lot was at premium, but crowds honestly weren't bad. I was actually very surprised that Mercy Day wasn't as busy as it was, as I thought it was going to be. It actually surprised me quite a bit. It wasn't that busy. Outlaw had like no line for like all of the normal part of the day, which is crazy to me. Crazy. All right, let's go ahead and go into here, and we're gonna continue our little planter areas this way. See, once I get this exit stuff kind of done, then we'll pretty much be done with this entrance area. There won't be anything really to do except maybe adjust pathing, maybe. Because I did do something kind of weird here, but I think I might change it. I won't change any of this, that's all fine. Just the entrance area here. Actually, I don't need to really change much. Just a couple of things, just some easy things. But what's up, Silas? How's it going? Alright, let's fast forward just a little bit more here. There is a little bit of Todd's Tram. So we do have a few bushes and such going on right here. We do have to adjust the terrain here. It is going downwards, and we need it to be flat. So let's do that real quick. I don't know how much space do we have back here. I might do like a very little bit of the parking lot. Like I won't do much. I never had intentions of doing the parking lot in this build whatsoever, but I might do a hint that there is a parking lot there. Could you please show me where you could download the thing where you could do anything you want? I think it would be more simple for me to just link my tutorial video that I made on it, because I did make a tutorial video. On how to download mods, and it has all the links you need right there. So I'm gonna do that for you. I'm just gonna link my tutorial video that I have. It'll be a lot easier because I'm gonna have to explain everything, because there's more to it than just you have to explain a lot of stuff for it to make sense. So there is that video if you want to check it out. It's important to make sure you put it in the right directory, because if you don't put it in the right directory, it can be a pain to fix. For some reason, it's a very big pain to fix. So make sure you put that file, or the file location, in the very right thing. So basically what it is you have to download the mod manager, and the mod manager installs the mods for you. So, and then you just pick what mods you want. So that's basically kind of how it works. But it's very important you get that right, and it will actually say while you're in the middle of, when you're installing it, the program won't respond. I say this in the video as well, but the program's going to stop responding, and it'll say not responding. Just leave it put. It's working, but it will say not responding, and that is normal. So Just remember that that is normal, and a lot of people, I get so many comments that say that that are always saying it's not responding, and I'm like, well, if you would have watched the video, it tells you that you have to sit there, and it can take upwards to like 14-15 minutes at the most. I don't think it quite takes that long, but like mine only took about 3 or 4 minutes on my PC. I think it depends on your PC, but it can take up quite a bit of time. But just let it set and let it install. Once it installs, there's a couple of other mods if you are interested. There are a few other mods on that website, so that you can get as well. I think there's also a new smoothing mod as well. Well, it's not new, but it did come out not too long ago. That helps make smoothing faster. I actually have not installed. I had it installed it once, but I got rid of it, and I can't remember much of it. But time for the question I always ask: when will the next Wind Valley Park episode come out? Hopefully soon. I don't really have a plan on when that will be, but I always think about it, and it will probably be. I know that's not the funnest answer, soon, but like I'm hoping in the next day or so, maybe tomorrow, because I am off tomorrow, so maybe tomorrow is a good possibility. And we can work on that Rapids ride. So got to go by. We'll see you, Coaster Dome. Parking lot is so huge. Yeah, there's no way I could fit it in right here. I can maybe do the disabled parking that's right here, but that's about as far as I'd be able to go. To be able to fit the rest of the park in, I have no room for it. So, which is weird because I'm gonna have a lot of room back here empty. So I don't know. I don't know exactly how that's gonna go. So, but yeah, we're gonna continue. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. I think. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so there is a red building right here that is the same texture. It's going to be the same texture. That comes out a little bit here. But it is going to have that. There's always so many different color shifts in Silver Dollar Cities structures sometimes. The colors just change a lot, so we're going to do that, and let's go ahead and probably get rid of that piece. And that will work. So we have that straightened piece, and we probably need, there's a little sign here as well that I'm not sure if I want to put in. It's the tram sign. I should probably put that in. Let's go right back here, and there is, let me get back to that point. Okay, so I want to see the bushes and pieces that are right here. So there's a few things in here. Okay, and we'll put the mulch in. So let's go to toolkit items. Mulch. Let's get this in here. Dum-ba-da-da-dum. But as for the new fire in the hole, I did start the build, or the structure in this build a few episodes ago, and it has come along a lot further than that, so I probably need to update it a little more. Just funny. The rain has arrived. Oh, nice, nice, nice. I think it's supposed to rain a lot tomorrow for me. I think, from what I've heard. I don't pay attention to weather as much as I should. Alright, so get this structure in here. Like so. And there's a lot of bushes and shrubbery in here, so let's just place a ton of random ones in here. Just let's go to the in-game stuff. Those are most of the stuff we need, and oh, line to circle, so let's turn that off. A couple of big bushes that are just kind of, yeah, right. Especially on this side, there's like a couple of big bushes right here. Well, what could we use for that? We could use this, and this would work pretty well. You just got to change the color of it. It's kind of got a lot of yellowish green color to it. Kind of like that. Let's change all the colors to this. Yeah, that'll work. It's very bushy right there. Very, very bushy. All right. Let's do a couple of these guys in here. Maybe just a few of these. Rain is good. We're getting a lot of rain lately. Unless you're at a park. Well, it clears out the park sometimes, and if it clears back up, you know, then you get all the rides to yourself. Kind of depends on how you think about it, I suppose. Sometimes it could be a good thing. Alright, so let's get just a couple of planks in here. That will work. There, let's get 5 planks. Color them green and call it good for this, this little... There's like a little panel piece here that's green. It's kind of like, I guess kind of like, it's supposed to be kind of like a little shutter piece. It's a shutter piece, kind of. But I think it's kind of, I think it's supposed to be kind of a fake shutter piece. It's not real. You're not real. Alright, we need, it's like a very dark green. With this wooden plank, it's kind of hard to get the color we want. That'll be fine. And there's about 5 pieces here. I think it's on both sides, but the other one's really covered up by the bush, so you can't see it too much. But we'll put another one over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put, we do have, let's go to scenery here. And let's type planters and see if that will give us what we want. I know there's a few of them here. We can use some of these. I use that one quite often. Alright, there's also a barrel. A small barrel, like, sitting right here. That's actually very, very nice and accurate. And there's like a little thing on top of it that does have plants coming out of it. Let's see if we can find a small enough thing to put in here. I don't know if that's good enough, but we'll go with it. Make these red. 'Cause there's like some red flowers in it. That'll work. It'll work. Rode the Patriot Worlds of Fun in the rain. So much fun. I once rode when I was at Cedar Point, rode Val Raven, and it was like drenching. Like, it was just downpouring. I mean, like crazy. And we got to the drop, or the holding drop, and it was like there was so much rain that it was literally a waterfall coming off the track. It was actually really, really cool. It was like literally a waterfall going off that 90-degree drop. Like, you were sitting there and it was just water flowing down, and it was actually really, really cool. We actually got the last ride before they shut down for I think there was lightning in the area, so it shut down for a little bit. But it was actually a really good time to come because there was some lightning on and off, but it wasn't very long. The lightning would only last I don't know, 10 to 20 minutes, and then it'd be gone. But the park was actually not busy at all, and it was absolutely awesome that we got to get a lot of rides in on Steel Vengeance, and I think it was my was it my last trip that I went on? I can't remember if it was the last one I went on. Want to ride Outlaw Run in the rain during Christmas time at night when it's like 50 degrees. I don't think that's awesome, but hey, whatever you like, I guess. I've ridden in cold rain at Outlaw Run. It's not the most enjoyable thing. I prefer not to, but, you know, I mean, if that's your thing, then, I mean, more power to you, I guess. I find it a little miserable, but, you know, maybe that's some people's thing, you know? 35 degrees. Whew. See, Outlaw Run has a weirdly odd low temperature, closing temperature, and we don't shut down unless it's under 34 degrees. It's gotta be 37 to open. We're the only ride on Park that actually has 2 temperatures, one to open, one to close. It's actually really strange, kind of strange, but I don't know why it has 2 temperatures. It should be, in my opinion, it should be a little bit higher because the ride runs horribly under 40 degrees. It always gives us tons of issues. So I'm just like, I don't know why the RMC thought the ride could run in 35 degree weather. And I don't get the 2 temperature thing. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but you know, maybe they know something we don't. But after my observation, it just doesn't make sense. We'll just put, like, it's not accurate, but we'll just put the Todd's Tram thing here, and there's something else on top of it. Let's see if I can, if I do have, oh, there we go. Okay, so it's got some lanterns hanging off the top of it, which actually does look kind of cool. So let's go here. And never got to ride Outlaw Run. Aw. Maybe you will someday. I get to ride it like every day, so. All 4 RMCs I've rode have been masterpieces. You can definitely tell for Outlaw Run that RMC were very much amateurs. Very, very much too much amateurs. Because they... It's just... Like, opening year, there was questionable decisions on certain things, on how they manufactured stuff. They'd corrected it in the next year or two, but like I've been on a total of 4 RMCs. I've been on Outlaw Run, Lightning Rod, Steel Vengeance, and Twisted Colossus. I don't know if it's just me, but I think Outlaw Run's got shorter seatbelts than the rest of the RMCs. I don't know if any of you guys have been on multiple, but for some reason, I feel like Outlaw Run seatbelts are shorter, and it absolutely sucks. I don't understand why they're so short on Outlaw Run. It really makes my job a lot harder. There was one time there was one seatbelt that for some reason was a lot bigger, and it was great. There's a lot more people that were, they changed the Outlaw Run seatbelts. They never changed them. They've always been the same. They've always been the same. I've worked there since they put them in. They've never changed the length of them. They're just shorter in general out of all of them, and they suck. And there was one time, I think it was 2 years ago, they actually had accidentally put in a longer seatbelt because I think it was a lightning rod seatbelt or something like that. And it was beautifully awesome. I was directing, people to that seatbelt that had issues getting the regular seatbelt. I would direct them to that one. And then we got a complaint that it was different. I kid you not, someone complained about it, so they had to take it out. Only been on Steel Vengeance, but at least the only RMC you've been on is Steel Vengeance. That's good. Oh yeah, the stupid autosave is killing us. There we go. That one wasn't as bad as the last one. But it kind of upset me that someone complained about it, because then we had to take it out, and it was awful. But it was just that they just had one seatbelt that was longer. There is one right now that I think is slightly longer. It's not as long as that one, but they replaced one of them recently, and it's only on one of the trains. So it's on train 2, car 5 C3. The seatbelt is a little bit longer on that one, and I'm not saying anything to anybody because I'm like I'm glad that there's a slightly longer one. I don't know why RMC decided to have Outlaw Run seatbelts so small compared to the others, but like I've been on the other RMCs, and I feel like theirs is much bigger. And I don't see the reasoning. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that. It kind of is stupid. Like, unless there's something SDC's doing that doesn't make sense, but they just get the belts from RMC and they put them on there. Like, they don't really have any control over that, so I don't really know. But it does kind of anger me that, you know, why does Outlaw Run have shorter seatbelts than the rest of the RMCs? It doesn't make sense. Kind of a questionable decision. That, or maybe they are, I don't know if RMC, it's a mistake of some sorts. I don't know. I really don't. I wish I knew. I really did. I really do. Okay, so let's do this. This is gonna be our epic opening here for this spot. I think for this I might just do this, maybe with some structures. It might work better. Because it is kind of open like this. And then it's got a nice gentle roof on it, like so. Bum, ba, da, dum. Waiting like for like 45 minutes, got turned down, dang it. Line, just tall. Just kind of depends, yeah. Like, I can get it to work. I can get the seatbelt to work on some people, but some people not. And like it doesn't all completely depend on the weight. It just kind of depends on where that seatbelt lies. You know, it's kind of hard to explain. But I've had guests get super angry because they're like, "Oh, that person's way bigger than me," and they're riding. I was like, "Yeah, but they got the seatbelt." I don't ask me how they got it, but they got it. You know? I was like, I couldn't tell you how they got it, but they did get it, so. I hate turning people away on the ride. It's the least favorite thing. Least favorite part of the job is when you have to turn away people. I definitely don't enjoy it. When you get that kid that's just barely too short, you get, you know, stuff like that, and just barely too short. And then the entire freaking queue line boos you for it. Which I absolutely hate, by the way. Don't boo ride operators for doing their job. Don't do it, please. Don't boo ride operators for keeping people safe. It's one thing I can't stand. Is when I'm measuring a kid, they're not tall enough. Sometimes even multiple inches too short, and people will boo you as the ride operator for not letting them ride. I'm like, okay, I could let them ride, but, you know, I'll get fired for letting them ride. Like, because that is a huge safety violation that you'll get fired for right away. And trust me, safety violations aren't fun. And I'm lucky after 9 years, I've never had one. I've never had to take that dreaded drug test because I committed a safety violation. Never had to do it. And I hope to keep it that way. Knock on wood. I am not going to jinx that one. I have witnessed safety violations, but they weren't from me. I filled out occurrence reports for safety violations. but it's usually stuff that's in my blind spot. So, but nothing that was ever like, I've never seen anything that was like threatening, like life threatening or anything. No safety violations like that, but nothing along those lines or anything. But you know, actually there is an opening down here that I need to remember to put in. Is that actually a window there? Because this is actually open right here. So I need to leave that open. We shall leave that open. And we're actually going to put in like some windowed pieces here, because I think there's like just cutouts randomly. I really short belts as first attempt to added safe. They weren't added until after the incident. Well, yeah, there weren't seatbelts at all the first year. In 2013, there was absolutely no seatbelts whatsoever, and those were the good old days. I miss those days. I understand why they added the seatbelts, but they really serve no purpose on Outlaw Run. They just slow us down. Because they have stated in our training, when they first added them, that they are not to be viewed as a secondary restraint. They are to be viewed as a measuring tool. A measurement to see who can ride. That is what they trained us for. They are not meant to be viewed as anything but that. So, as weird as that sounds, they're not a secondary restraint. They are literally for... That's weird. Measurement. So, and I was like, that's what I thought the green light on the back of the car was for. Because the restraints have to be down a certain angle for you to even dispatch the train, so that literally doesn't make any sense. Because we lost probably almost half of our capacity. Probably not quite half, but almost half of our capacity when they added those seatbelts. We used to be able to hit 1,000 an hour without those seatbelts. And ever since they added the seatbelts, you can kiss that goodbye. No way. Once they added the seatbelts, we could the most we've ever done is 866 in 1 hour. And that's not normal. Like, that's really hard to do. And we haven't hit that since 2017, so... these days we only average like 500 to 600 an hour with 2 trains, mostly because of staffing, and it's just, yeah, it just doesn't work the way it used to. So, actually, no, a fence here that will work perfectly for this. There's a barrier fence, this guy, and they literally use these for like the queue line for stops 1 and 2. They're basically these fences that can be moved wherever they are needed to be. And they basically have these kind of lined up all alongside here. Yeah, there's a guest that got in my way. I can't see. Okay, so there are fences. So there's a fence that goes here. Yeah. I'm not gonna spend too much detail on this, but we can use the a wall piece for this. I believe. Let me see if I get a good shot of it. I did not look over. Of course I didn't. There's always that part where I don't look over far enough to see a detail that I need to see. But I do see that this fence, there are fences like this off to the side, and that's where you go to walk, if you want to walk to your car. This is like a very wide queue too, so you like go this way. Ba-dum-bum. Time travel was such a good ride. Got me a coffee mug. Nice. I got myself one too. And why don't they let small people like me measure with it and not buckle it so I have no seatbelt ride? Because the seatbelts will damage the seats, that's why. What's the most GP thing you've ever heard at Outlaw Run? Oh my gosh, the list goes on. There's too many. There's too many. I don't know if I could pick just one as the most GP thing. One of the most common things at Outlaw Run is, so you know there's a little 90-degree turn, not the wave turn, but the one that you can see that goes under the lift, the turn that goes through the lift structure. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's right where the photo is, and you turn. When people see the train go through that, they see it go sideways. However, almost every GP, everybody is like, oh my gosh, it goes upside down right there. Everyone always thinks that's an inversion for some reason, and I don't know why. You clearly see the train sideways when it flies through that element, and I'm like, I don't know if they're thinking that looks like a vertical loop, because you see the roundness of it. Like, I could see the GP thinking that, but like, I literally have no clue why every single person think that's an inversion. Like, yes, this ride does go upside down. I mean, half the people don't realize that, but for some reason, like you'll see people standing in line and they'll see that the train go by through there and they're like, oh, it goes upside down right there. That's the most common GP thing I hear. I don't understand why people think it inverts right there, but like, yes, it does go upside down, but not in that spot. Like, I don't get it. Another really bad one that I saw, and it was a kid, so I mean, I'm not gonna judge it too much. It was a kid, but she was asking where Mamba was, which is, you know, at Worlds of Fun. I was like, it was very cute though. And I felt like, so I can't it's still funny to talk about though. It's still funny to mention though, because it was like, because when they mention where's this ride from another park that's not even in the same park, it was so cute, but it was still really funny asking where Mamba was. And I'm like, about 3 hours north at Worlds of Fun. The best thing is when they get parks confused with each other. One of the best ones, okay, this might be the best one, is when people ask where they moved the cave to. I have heard that one multiple times too. Where did they move the cave? And it's like, are you absolutely seriously? Did you seriously just ask that? Where did they move the cave to? That's probably the funniest one. Where did they move the cave? What does that even mean? So Marvel Cave, you know, there's a cave tour on Park. And like a physical cave that you walk through. So like there's no possible way it can move. You can't like just move the location of the cave. People ask where they moved it to. Oh. The first attraction. Bet you never know what you're gonna hear from the GP. Never know what you're gonna hear from them. They never cease to amaze me. Okay, so I see what I did wrong here. We're not gonna use this because this doesn't make sense. We're actually gonna use... Gosh dang, it's gonna make me use the plank pieces again, doesn't it? We can do the post though with a wooden piece. I love the cave. I love the cave too. I need to go do it again. Or I need to do the cave again. I haven't been in the cave in so long. Been a long time since I've been visited the cave. Many years, or quite a few years actually. So I should probably visit it again. What are we working on? We're actually working on kind of like the exit slash tram area at the entrance because I need to get it done, as I've held it off for so long. So I'm trying to complete the every section here before I move on. That's what we're trying to do. Like, I won't move on again until we get the next section built. Until we get each section built. So okay, I think I'm gonna throw in a wooden flat roof here. Let's see, do I have what I need to do this though? I hear tons of GP getting on and saying it was rough. Oh yeah, that's every train someone says Outlaw Run's rough, and they don't. I want to so bad to ask or tell them so bad, like, you haven't ridden many roller coasters, have you? If you think this ride's rough. Cave is a hike. It is a hike, but it's a fun hike. Oh, I can change the color of this. I didn't actually know that. That's very useful. I use this piece a lot too, but never realized you could actually change the color for some reason. I think we're just gonna use this as our roof piece here, or a ceiling. I don't know why it done that. I've never been on Outlaw Run. It's really good. You should try it sometime. Best ride in the park. Time Traveler's a close second. Yeah, they just, some people won't even ride it because they're like, oh, that's wooden, so it's too rough. I was like, bruh. I'm like, Outlaw Run, it has a little, it has a wooden coaster feel, but it's not rough. You know, but people will still disagree with me on that, but some people do, and I was like, I'm just like, you haven't been on a rough ride if you think this ride is rough. Like, please. I'm like, have you been on, we're on Ever Ran Mean Streak when it was open? Yeah. Don't talk to me about rough. There are like vending machines right here, so I'm gonna try and, oh gosh, I'm gonna try and put one right here in the queue for this. Like so, and we're coming along quite nicely here actually. Come on, grid size, work with me a little bit. Gosh darn it. That's not gonna work. Let's start, yeah, I need to actually do this. And then we'll meet at the top. That's the smart thing to do. Go there. Then maybe here. Why can't I get this to work? Or maybe I can delete this one. Make this one go further. I just need to find that center. That nice, beautiful centerpiece that will drive us home. I don't think it's possible for some reason. I wish Thunderation still went backwards. It was my favorite way to ride. I wish they wouldn't have taken that feature out. I hate it when I get to points like this, and it really upsets me because I'm like, what am I doing? I was in line for the Beast the other week, and someone told me that they think Steel Vengeance is rough. What the heck? I think I've had someone say that before. Someone that said, like, oh, Outlaw Run is so much better than Steel Vengeance. I get people saying that, too. Like, actual enthusiasts that are like, oh, I've been on Steel Vengeance. Outlaw Run is way better. And I'm like, what? Are you sure you've ridden Steel Vengeance? Who thinks Outlaw Run is better than Steel Vengeance? I'm biased too. Outlaw Run's my baby. I'm biased, and I still think Steel Vengeance is way better. It's a much longer ride. Way longer. I'm not saying that makes a ride better, but like it's just better. It's longer, more intense, it's just unrelenting. Outlaw Run packs a lot in the short time it has, but like still. I get shocked when people say that. And I'm like you think Outlaw Run's better than Steel Vengeance? Really? I mean, everyone has the right to their own opinion, but I just don't understand it. Like, why? Why? Imagine having a Hood home park. Couldn't be me. Ah. Good. Okay, good home park. Got you. I figured you meant something else. I mean, Silver City is my home park, so... And kind of my home in a sense, too, because, well, I practically live there at this point. Yeah, Steel Vengeance is smooth as glass. I can't believe I actually have heard people say it's rough, or Steel Vengeance is rough. Believe it or not, those people somehow exist. For some reason. I'll never understand why, but you know. Maybe it's best I don't know why. Maybe there's a reason I don't understand. Wildfire is your favorite coaster? Are you talking about the Silver Dollar City Wildfire or the RMC in Sweden? Unpopular opinion, but I don't really like Raptor at Cedar Point. Honestly, I think that's a more common opinion. I love Raptor. I like it. It's really forceful. I can understand maybe why someone wouldn't like it, but I think it's great. I love Raptor at Cedar Point. Haven't been on it in a long time though. Alright, I'm gonna try and get away with that. Raptor was fun, but Gatekeeper was better in my opinion. I'm not sure if I would say that. I mean, it's close, but like don't get me wrong, I like Gatekeeper. I just think Gatekeeper's a little bit too tame for me. I like really intense rides. And then maybe that's why I like Raptor a little more, because the forces are really good. Wasn't running good the day you went. That happens. It does sometimes happen. It can happen sometimes, where something's just not running good one day. Head banging. See, I never typically get head banging at all, because I just keep my head forward and boom, I'm good to go. That's how I handle B&M, old B&M restraints. Just put my head forward a little bit, and I never have that issue. I'm not saying that works for everyone, because I don't think it does, as my wife always has issues with that herself. She always gets really bad head banging on most B&Ms, so she typically avoids B&Ms, honestly, unless they have the vest restraints. Gatekeeper was really forceful the day you went. I need to rewrite it. I haven't been on it in quite a few years, so I really do like Gatekeeper. It's very graceful, and obviously aesthetically it's beautiful. I love it. Goliath would be cool to ride. Are you talking about the RMC Goliath? Because there's multiple Goliaths out there. Thanks Six Flags for naming all your rides the same thing. Making everything confusing. Valraven was kind of dumb though, to be honest. I think Valraven's fun, but it's kind of meh. Most, like, after the drop, it's just meh. It's nothing special after the drop. I do like the last roll. It is pretty, the last roll is pretty good, because it's you get some nice hang time on it. Besides that, the rest of the elements are just kind of eh. Six Flags. Yeah, Six Flags has multiple Goliaths, so they like to keep things confusing for you. Like, I could say I really liked Batman the Ride. Which one? What do you mean which one? They're all I mean, technically they're all the same. But there is a Batman that's a 40 free spin, and you know, there's different Batmans out there, so it's kind of, this is confusing the heck out of me. Why isn't this effort not lighting up? Why can't I get these pieces to line up? You know what this calls for? Some trickery. Here's a way you can actually fix this, and we're gonna do it right here, right now, and that is split it from the building, so you have complete freedom to place this exactly where you want. I have done this before too, where I just kind of, it's not cooperating, so I kind of have to do it myself. And then we can just edit the building, and bada bing, bada boom. Edit building. Bada bing, bada boom. I could have probably done it on this side over here too, but you know, we might get Google Earth up here just real quick so I can see what the roofs kind of look like. Because in the spots that I can't look or can't see, like for instance on the top, Silver Dollar City. That way I can get the roofs correct before I get too far here. And they have updated to where Mystic River Falls is on the map now. The only thing is this new Google Earth picture is taken like really and kind of in a bad time, because it's like really bad time for viewing it, because all the trees are really full and you can't even hardly see like any of the pathways and stuff like that. So that is one downside there to that. But okay, so it's the roof is very more industrial than I thought it was. Like, it's very just flat and boring. Interesting. Except for, oh wait, no, I'm actually right here. Never mind. That is the Ozark Marketplace. It's hard to see, kind of. So this is that. This is that. So I did that right, and that kind of connects to a flat section as well. Okay, I think I know how to. Oh, we're auto saving. Ah! Yeah. You get a lot of hang time on Gatekeeper's first drop. Yeah, I like the wing overdrop. I do like the wing overdrop. I like Gatekeeper. I just think it's definitely just okay. It's still very enjoyable, but Iron Dragon and Rougarou should be replaced. I don't know. I really like suspended coasters, and I know Iron Dragon's a really tame one, but I like those Aero suspended coasters a lot. I really do like them. And I'd be kind of sad if they left. I mean, if something much, much better replaces it, then sure, I guess. But, like, I really do like those. And as for Rougarou, I don't think Rougarou's that bad. I know a lot of people don't like it, but don't tell anyone, but I actually kind of enjoy Rougarou. My wife doesn't. Most of everyone else thinks it's a waste of space, but I don't think it's that bad. Maybe I just have a trick with those B&Ms. I don't know. Again, if they do take it out, see if it's kind of rough. I didn't think it was rough at all. I don't get it. See, that's where I'm kind of in the minority there. I don't think it's rough. A ride has to be super rough for me to think it's rough. Just to kind of put it to make sense out of it. Like, if that makes sense to any of you. A ride has to be really rough for me to think it's rough. Or very unenjoyable. It is very rare for me, I would say, to say a ride is rough in the first place, because most of the rides I ride I don't think are rough. Like, for instance, when I first rode Corkscrew for the first time at Cedar Point, I was expecting it to be pretty rough, and to my surprise, I didn't think it was that bad. Again, I'm in the minority. I get that when it comes to this sort of thing, but I still don't find it all that rough. Or some of those rides rough, you know? Time Traveler was a good ride. Yeah, of course it is. It is a good ride. I really want there to be more Mach Extreme spinning coasters out there. I think they deserve to be. I want more parks to buy them. For sure. Corkscrew was awful. I'm not saying Corkscrew was like a fantastic ride or anything. I just didn't think it was that as rough as everyone says. I'm not saying it was a great ride or anything. Like, I rode it, got my credit, and I haven't ridden it since, but I was expecting it to be rougher than what it was. If that makes sense. Dollywood might be getting one. I'm actually predicting them to get one, like that new coaster that was leaked, or the layout that was leaked. I think that's going to be a Mach Extreme spinning coaster. I really do. If you've seen the patterns, SDC is kind of is used as the testing ground, and then Dollywood, if it's successful, Dollywood usually gets a bigger, better version of it. And Time Traveler was a huge success for Silver Dollar City, so it only makes sense for Dollywood to add one as well. I truly think that they are gonna put it in. Honestly, I can stand rough coasters. I think my tolerance is pretty high. Like I can stand rough coasters myself pretty well. The ones that people consider rough, anyways. Like I guess I have a good tolerance to rough coasters. So I'm usually pretty okay. Like if a coaster is rough, I'm usually okay with it, as long as it's not like so unenjoyable and boring and such that it's that like super awful or anything. But like you know. Okay, so that's actually pretty good right there. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Let's just go into the terrain real quick, and we're just gonna paint on some pavement for right now. I'll probably have some actual paths running through here a little bit, but for now we're just gonna paint at the moment. And I don't know how far I really want to go down with this. I don't really want to do much more right there, to be honest, when it comes to the park, because that's about as much I want to do right there, probably. So Dollywood is basically Silver Dollar City 1.0. I mean, Silver Dollar City came first, so wouldn't it be Silver Dollar City 2.0? You would think? Maybe? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Alright, let's go to track rides, and maybe I can just throw in a, for fun, tram or something here. Where is it? There it is. But the thing is, I do want it to kind of go around. How would I do that? Because it would have to be at an angle, like come around the corner, like a corner here. It can't just be straightened, because that's how it would actually be sitting. So I'm like, not sure. Thought Dollywood came first. No, it actually did not. The park itself, maybe. I'm not sure how long that park itself has been there. I know Dollywood, it was Silver Dollar, it actually was called Silver Dollar City, Tennessee at one point. It hasn't always been called Dollywood. It used to be called Silver Dollar City, Tennessee, and before, and so that's a thing. Wasn't there a way to, like, not number of trains, but like have a number of, like, have them connected? Maybe the station needs to be longer. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there we go. That is definitely how it becomes longer. Alright, I'm trying something here. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try and make a I want to try and maybe get 4. Can you get more than number of buses? 1. Wait, then why is there 2 there? They're not connected. Okay, so number of buses on... Okay, there we go. Alright, we can get up to 4. And I think that's about... Oh, but what they have is 4. The tram drop. See, I'm trying to do a similar thing that I do with like the rafts and stuff. I'm gonna hide this underground. I was hoping to get another one placed above it that is straightened, so I can curve the track and have it curved while it's sitting there. I mean, we could... Let's edit this. I mean, let's see. Let's see if we can just... do this. Rebel Railroad that opened up in 1961. So if it opened originally in 1961, Silver Dollar City did officially come first because Silver Dollar City opened in 1960 by 1 year. So it wins by 1 year. See, I never understood this in Planet Coaster. Why can I can place it above ground, but when I go slightly underground, it says no. But if I go completely underground, it says yes, you can place that there. How does that make any sense, Frontier? That's one thing I wish they would kind of fix. The terrain interactions need to be able to be turned off. They got path interactions. Like, even with the path, it still is a problem, with rides. I don't know why that's still a thing. But I know Silver City actually purchased... They purchased that park and called it Silver Dollar City, Tennessee. And then shortly after, it wasn't... I don't think it was called that for too long. And then they partnered with Dolly Parton, and then it became Dollywood. Doing cave trains. No, not really. I'm trying to put I'm trying to make it visually look like the trams are sitting at the stop here. That's what I want to do, but I just don't know if I can get it to work the way I want. We might do something temporary here. To kind of get it to work. See, I hate how it does that. We'll just throw this right here for right now. Alright, let's see if we can change the color here. Pretty much SDC's trams are all white. There might be a little bit of a black trim, not really, but we're just going to go all white here. And they're not exactly the same type of tram, but, Wish you could build the terrain through the path after you place the path, it'd be... Exactly, I wish they would have fixed the issues with terrain interacting with the pathing, same with, like, rides and stuff. Like, just allow everything to be intersected wherever. It just makes it so much easier when it's like that. Because right now, it's so tough to figure... It's tough to build pathing around terrain. It just doesn't want to work all the time. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to work around, so... Hopefully with Planet Coaster 2, they figure that out a little bit. So, like, I wish I could, like... make a full path and be able to plop something in the middle of it, like whether it's a ride or build, just literally fly the terrain up through it. That would be nice. Oh, what do we have here? What's going on here? I don't get what's happening here, but I'm guessing there's thousands of guests stuck here. I am terrified to see what happens when I if I connect this path to something. Oh, Lord. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, gosh. I don't know why there's so many... Alright, there's not as many people trapped in there as I thought there was. Unless they're still clipping into each other there, but... That's weird. But, hey, we got more people coming into the park. I think I got rid of the parks... Oh, here's the park spawner, or the guest spawner. I'm thinking about putting the guest spawner maybe somewhere in this building, so it's kind of hidden. I'm actually thinking about doing that, so the guest spawner can kind of be inside here and kind of hidden. That way guests can We could put it maybe right here or so. And then we'll build a path. I could change this in the future, but like just set it right here, so and then we can build a path that leads over here, so it looks like they either walked from here, and then that's where they exit. They'll exit hopefully through the gift shop and come through here. So maybe that will work out. Okay. Looks like we have a bit of a pathing issue here, so let's doesn't have to be super perfect, but let's change the width here and angle snap. Let's smooth this out if we can. Oops. And again, I'm not going to have too many interiors in this park build, in this recreation. I might add some later on, like maybe through some updated material, but like my goal is to mostly focus on the exterior and stuff. So you're not going to see, like, say, like the Ozark Marketplace is probably going to be pretty empty. I'm not going to spend hours upon hours of decorating that, at least not yet. I might go back and do that later, but as you can see, we got that kind of finished up now, looking quite nice, and exterior wise it looks pretty solid. Okay, so I did end up working on a little bit of the hospitality house at 1.2. But this is kind of one of those weird things, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to have much interior in the hospitality house either just yet. I might just kind of decorate it up a little bit, because again, the entrance to the cave's right there too. But we're kind of going to keep that empty for now, and yeah, so I think let's go ahead and work a little bit on more Thunderation custom support structures. So I was with each episode I kind of want to work on this a little bit each time. The cave place looks so good. Yeah, I did detail it a little bit, so that'll be cool. And I do have to put something to attract guests down into the cave, otherwise they won't go in there. So I need to put like some hidden shops or something. Maybe I'll hide some shops in there or something, or maybe like even hide a small ride or something. And and I don't really want it to be visible, so because I want the cave to be kind of authentic, but I need to put something in there that the Planko guests will actually go down into the cave. That'd be actually pretty cool. They did get rid of all those vines. I did notice that they did do that this year, which was interesting. I always thought those vines were actually really nice. I thought they were kind of cool to have. Alright, I need to rotate this multiple times, like that way and this way. Yeah, we'll get some more Thunderation supports coming in here. Maybe we can get it going into the Helix pretty soon. You can even hear Thunderation's authentic lift audio sounds that I placed in there. Thunderation. Bum ba dum ba dum bum bum. Thunderation. They have some sort of song that goes like that. I think it still plays. I know Thunderation would always say that. I knew some of the people that work down there. They always say that they have a Christmas Power Hour where it plays Christmas music randomly for an hour for some reason, and they never have fixed it, so it just randomly plays Christmas music, so they call it the Christmas Music Power Hour or something like that. Wonder if there's a way to get the tram ride down in the cave that can represent the cable car. I was actually thinking about that as well, on how I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to figure something out, but I haven't completely thought. Once I start building the cave a little bit more, I will definitely try and figure that out soon. I'm thinking definitely of some sort of transport ride. I might have to use one of the trains. I'm not sure. Maybe I can use the tram. I don't know, but something that would function that can have two stations, because obviously you want them to enter through one and exit on the other. So it will be, because I do want to make it functional. That's the one thing I want to do. So we could, let me take a look here. We could I'm thinking either the tour bus trams or one of the steam train railroads might work somehow. Has SDC done anything with the buildings that have burnt down, or is it still a fence blocking the area off? It's still a fence blocking the area off, and they have not started construction on anything. We probably won't see any construction on that until late this year, maybe during the next off season, because since it's something that happened unexpectedly, they're probably going to try and build something new there. They probably won't completely redo everything. They'll probably create something new, like a new eating experience, restaurant experience or something. And these things take multiple years to plan and everything, so you never know. Got to go now. Bye. We'll see you, Cow Goes Moo. Thanks for stopping by, and have a wonderful night. You know if they updated $50 haulers sign this year? I saw it this year and it looked different. I don't know exactly. I usually don't go down there very often. So I'm not entirely sure. It's possible. No, I'm definitely not one to go by $50 hauler very often, so I'm not too positive on that. It was just a normal signpost before. Maybe I'm not sure. I really don't. Don't know. Don't know. I do wish. I will say, I do wish. So don't you ride the carousel? So you don't ride the carousel? That's too. Nope. I can't say I go out of my way to ride the little carousel there. Can't say that I do. Oh, why did you place down? I didn't want you to place down. That's the worst part about doing custom sports on this, is that there's just so many. Because you gotta place each individual beam pretty much, you know. Imagine being a carousel enthusiast. I'm sure there's some out there. I wouldn't doubt it. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that like enthuse about carousels and stuff, like classic carousels and stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. Everyone has their own certain things, you know. Mine is definitely roller coasters and theme parks. Sometimes, you know, just theming in general and just park beauty. It's not always just about the coasters. It's just how everything looks in the park too. Sometimes environments are just something to enthuse about sometimes too. It's all about the immersive experience. I've always had people ask me, you know, why don't you just use the mine train in game for this? Because it doesn't have the look that I need for Thunderation. Thunderation has a very much has a different kind of look to it, and to get that look, I'm gonna have to do these custom supports and structures to get the way I want it to look. You know, so it is. That's how it is. This one's gonna be majorly different. Gonna have to edit this piece a lot and tone it down. Park has bad coasters, they make up with good atmosphere. That is true. There are a lot of parks out there that don't have the greatest coaster lineup, but like their atmosphere and charm can sometimes make up for it. Now, if you're able to achieve both, that's something pretty special. Like if you can actually accomplish both atmosphere and have good coasters, you know, rides and coasters, you know, it's definitely something to be proud of. But there are parks that get away with not having the greatest coasters out there, but they have some really awesome atmosphere. Oh man, we've been live for over 2 hours. Wow. Time flies. Especially in playing a coaster, like, you sometimes won't notice how long you play the game for. Okay, I think I'm gonna do this one, and then maybe one more other sport. I'll call it good for now on this, because I can't spend too much time on this at a time. I'm trying to do a little bit at a time, so I at least make progress on it, and eventually it will be completed, but I try not to spend too much time. Otherwise I go absolutely insane. We went from right about here to there, so that's a pretty good chunk. But remember, we also got to do footers as well. So those darn footers are also part of it. Okay. Let's lower this one down a little bit. Thunderation. Now, you might be thinking also, I don't know, maybe some of you don't, who knows, maybe you guys don't, but, you know, maybe, like, since the new Fire in the Hole 2.0 is opening, and they're probably going to demolish the old one, did I waste my time making the old one? No, I did not. I'm going to preserve it, and still... like, I'm not going to completely demolish it. I might demolish it from the park file, or from the main current file, but I kind of want to do something I do want to do after, if I do finish this entire park, something I do want to do is actually make different versions of it from different years. So, like, I would love to have a version where it has Buzzsaw Falls and has a couple of different rides, you know, instead of Mystic River Falls, it'll have Lost River. Instead of... you know, we'll have to delete Time Traveler, Outlaw Run, and none of those actually existed at that point, so a lot of those rides will be going away. So I kind of want to, like, do different seasons, too. I think that would actually be really, really cool, and it would be put on the workshop as well, so, like, I could have, say, a 1984 version of the park, or a 1999 with Buzzsaw Falls version of the park, or something along those lines. You know, that means I would have to make Geyser Gulch as well. I think that would be kind of cool, though. Like, and then maybe also make I don't know how old I would go, because I don't, there's, sometimes it's, if you go, the older you get, the harder it is to find the, photos and references to the older stuff. So, like, as much as I would love to do a 1960 version, if I could find a park map and everything, I could potentially do a 1960 version, but that's gonna be very tricky because there's not, like, any park footage or anything like that. It's just kind of, it does get kind of, the older you go, the harder it is to figure out. So the only thing is, for like a 1960 version, like, there are a few buildings that are still standing from back then. Maybe, like, I think the square was still a thing back then, and that's basically it. Like, it had the blacksmith, had the square, and maybe a few things down here. I'm not entirely sure how much it had. 1972 is when Fire in the Hole opened, so yeah, you never know. But as you can see, we are accurate with the times, so we do have the buildings on fire over here. That is the section that burnt to the ground. Do a 1950 version, it will be really easy. Just make a hill with trees. The cave was there, so the cave actually was a thing back then. The cave's been around since, I think they've been doing tours since the 1880s, actually, which is the theme of Sword Cities in the 1880s. So, like, yeah. That's probably why it's themed to the 1880s, because that's when Marvel Cave was founded, I believe. It was in the 1980s, so. I'm still proud of what I did with Powder Keg. Especially with all these custom supports. I think I did a pretty good job on them. And then I'm pretty happy that I was able to do the transition from the SNS track to the Buzzsaw Falls Premier Rides track. It's a pretty forceful turn. We got authentic lift audio as well. Same with Wildfire. Authentic Wildfire lift audio. I forgot that I actually did kind of start on the custom supports for this. I didn't do much. I did the lift hill and then a little bit of the first drop. The Premier Ride section has really good laterals, especially if you sit in the back. They do, because it's not super banked that well, because when it was Buzzsaw Falls, it did not take that turn as quick as it does now, as fast as it does. So, it's something that I'm surprised that I'm surprised they don't have more issues on the track there, because it is at a pretty high speed in that turn. And the track doesn't get, like, even when you transition, the smoothness of the ride doesn't really change, so that's actually really good too. They did a really good job transitioning it. Okay, I think we did do some good things today. We did get that finished, which I'm pretty happy with. Pretty happy with that. And then we did a little bit work on Thunderation's supports. And when we do come back, I think we'll work a little bit more on the hospitality house and get the taffy shop working as well, and get kind of like this area done. Because there is a bathroom back behind here somewhere that I think kind of goes in this spot right here, which will connect these buildings together a bit. And then we can kind of focus a little bit more on the square. And then I'll kind of complete these buildings from the front and back areas. And then we'll have to pick a direction to go, like if I want to go this way, if we want to finish all that. Midtown actually was starting to come together quite nice. I remember I was working on it for quite a while, and it is still coming together quite nice. Why is that floating? That probably shouldn't be floating. Pretty cool though. But I need to keep up with it because I want to keep working on it, and I do want to finish this up. So really, if I really think about it, there are a few spots that need a lot of work, like lots and lots of work that I haven't done yet, or really even hardly touched. But like most of these sections, the bigger sections, I've already gotten started, and they just need some love and care and some details. So. You know, but we'll get there. I think we'll get there. Here's Fire in the Hole 2.0. We need to add some more structure to it because they are hacking away at this right now. Like, they've got a lot done, and they continue to do more and more every day. So they have like a little. It's kind of looks like an entry section, like it's gonna be either queue line or something, but it's not as tall. And it's either gonna be that or like kind of like the front, or I don't know if they're gonna recreate some of the front facades, like the facades. But they have like a new structure here that's kind of like in the front like this, and it's probably gonna be for queuing and such like that. They do have like a buffet style stuff. Restaurant. Just got back from an escape room. What have you done? Oh, you did an escape room? Awesome. I love escape rooms. I really want to do another one. I absolutely love escape rooms. But we just got finished up the front section with the part that I was working on earlier, and now right now I'm kind of just trying to get maybe get this going. Fire in the Hole 2.0. We're getting some work done on it because they have worked quite a bit on it since I built the structure. I'm trying to keep up with it. They got this new front section that they built, and it's looking nice. Why is everything so why? What the heck? Why is that not level? What is happening? Why is this doing that? I am so confused. Let me try one piece. Does it do the same thing? It doesn't. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what it is with this structure, but every time I try to build in it, it does weird crap like that. That is weird. I want to do an escape room. I've done 6 escape rooms so far, and I love them. I've done... Oh, how many have I done? I've done probably around 6 myself, and there's only one that I never escaped, and it was the very first one I did. I've escaped all but one. After the first one, I've escaped every single one. Why is I don't get... this is really frustrating to me because I've never seen Planet Coaster be this bad. And it's only with this structure. Nothing is lined up at all. Anytime I move something with the advanced move tool, like duplicate something, it is not staying straightened. And it is really, really maddening right now. Like, it is really frustrating. Because if I do single pieces like this, it works just fine. But when I do group pieces, it doesn't work at all. I literally have no idea why. And it is starting to frustrate the heck out of me. That I can't duplicate pieces without the advanced move tool messing me up. like say I want to do all these pieces and just copy it over, it's doing this. I don't get that. That absolutely makes no sense. It typically will do it like left and right, like on this axis, but now why is it doing it on an up and down axis? That makes no sense. I've never seen it do that before. Alright, let's go ahead and build a little bit for this. Why is this not straight? Why is that going down? Why? Why? Tell me why the heck this makes no sense. Enlighten me. Tell me what the heck is going on here and why this isn't straightened with everything else. Why is this getting higher? I don't understand anything. Yes, it's only doing it for this structure. Is this not like looking at it, it's completely even. I don't get it. Is this slightly rotated upwards? I'm so confused. What the heck? Let me try and do a piece without copying one from the structure itself. Is it still going to do it now? Yes, it does. Something about this isn't straightened. And I don't get it. What if I went from here and did it this way? That should be a flattened surface. That is completely flattened. That worked. So those are slightly rotated or something. I don't know. Those pieces are slightly rotated somehow. That is weird. So does that mean I can duplicate multiple pieces without it messing up? Looks like it. I must have messed something up at one point. I don't know. That is trippy though. It is ruining my mind is like can't understand anything. Alright, let's go ahead and just duplicate this. This should work now. Alright, so we got a good structure for that coming together now. It is coming together. Come on, just give us Planet Coaster 2. That's what we want. Give us that sweet Planko 2. Am I right? It's getting toasty in here. I'll turn on my extracurricular AC unit. Whatever you want to call it. I have one. Hopefully that's not too loud. If that is loud, let me know. I'll put it on level 1 so it doesn't cause as much of a ruckus. It'll help cool me down a little bit though, jeez. It gets really hot in my office when, for a watt sometimes. Hopefully this little guy's not too loud. Does that still have water in it? Or is it all gone? No, that water's all gone. Interesting. I have to fill that back up. It sounds like someone's vacuuming it. Aw, dang. Is it really? What about now? Like, I have it up at the lowest setting. Having it pointed right at me probably doesn't help either. Here, I'll put it back down here See if that helps. So it's not directly right next to my mic. What coaster type did I use for Fire in the Hole? I used the Malice Unchained, so the RMC track. I used the RMC track and then the wooden coaster as the car. When will Planet Zoo release for console? I have no clue, and I'm surprised it hasn't yet. Maybe in November. Maybe it'll be finally in this November. Who knows? But I'm very surprised it hasn't happened yet. I'd imagine it probably got delayed slightly, maybe. Maybe. It's possible. But who knows? Oh yeah, right here's the spot. But slowly but surely, we're getting this, hacking away at it little by little, and eventually we'll have this entire project done. My biggest goal is to have this project done before Planet Coaster 2 is a thing, and for that to happen, I probably need to start getting this done, because if Planet Coaster 2 comes out, Planet Coaster 1 might become more irrelevant. So this park will almost be for nothing, and I don't want that to happen. So, do you get tired of the audio that plays in the station for Outlaw? I mean, it kind of gets tuned out. Like, I don't really pay attention to it all that much anymore. I also have a switch up there where I can actually turn it off. So the only audio that doesn't turn off when I do the switch is the clocks right here.
During your journey, keep your hands
This audio. Already a minute too late. This audio will continue to play no matter what. And it's just clocks. And an old guy getting on to Jesse for being late all the time. Still love that custom audio I did for Outlaw Run. Sounds great. Nice old loud RMC lift hill. Lay safety side. Oh yeah, I totally agree. The one from 2013 was so much better. It was some awesome cowboy guy, and I don't know why they didn't get him to do the new one. They had to change the announcement because when we added the seatbelts, they thought they had to change it to this a different announcement that mentions the seatbelt. So the clock audio with the Jesse audio that always complains about Jesse, that audio was actually broken for like 2 years. The amp blew, so there was no audio for that for like 2 years. I finally got them to fix it after annoying the crap out of them to fix it for a long time, and my team has never been appreciative of that because they think that it's annoying. So, and I am up here like wanting them to keep it on at all times. Hey, it's Heath, our maintenance guy. But I got him trapped and stuck here, so sorry, Heath. He probably doesn't appreciate that. He has nothing to do. He's just sitting there.
you for heading out west on Outlaw Run.
It would be cool if I made it to where maintenance is always down here, but I can connect it with the exit so they can get to the ride. That would actually be cool. I love going to Silver City. Nice. Yeah, I hope we can... See, the cable train for the cave is like right back here, which pulls them out of the cave. I hope we have enough space for it because we do have the end of the right there. So And the cave entrance is right here, so I know it goes out this way a little bit, so we'll see. We'll have to do some tampering if it gets too close to the edge. STC feels like my home away from home. You should put the best new ride on Outlaw Run Station. You mean the sign that is in my office that sits above it? I don't have a good way of making that sign. Because I would have to put in the Outlaw Run logo, and it would be, I don't know. I literally know what the sign looks like because it's sitting right behind me on my wall, because I have the old one before they replaced it. I'm not sure if I was to do it. I'm not sure if it would look great. You could do a TV screen with I don't, but it's like it's got a specific shape to it, so I don't know if it would work. And it's skinny and long. Like it's not, or it's tall, it's short and long, but really wide. So a TV screen wouldn't really fit it all that well. Like, let's see, if we did a non-lit one. Let's get the best way I would think of doing it. That's still a little big. I don't know. I just don't know if it would work regardless. We could the best way I could see it is if we like did a heart shape and what's going on here? That's what's going on. And kind of did it ourselves here. Again, I've literally got the reference sitting right behind me because I own the sign. The sign is in my office. It is still kind of funny that I remember when they were replacing the sign, and then I just literally asked them what they were doing with it, and they're like, "Oh, we're probably gonna throw it out," and I was just like, "Well, can I have it then?" So I got permission to take it home.
When you're all comfy in your seat with your feet on the floor and your back against the seat back, go ahead and buckle your seat belt. Our stagehands will let you know when to pull down.
How did I manage to get the sign in my office? One of my friends that has a truck helped hauled it over here to me, and I just screwed it on in, and it worked out. I was like, hold on here, let me see if I can change my screen here. There I am. But yeah, it's this sign right back here. I was like, I haven't tested my webcam back out. That sign right back there. That's the one we're recreating. This sign that's right behind me right there, that's the one that is going in right here. Did I just carry the sign throughout the park? No, we just went to the maintenance entrance. But we went to through the back entrance because there's actually maintenance back behind the park, which is right by Outlaw Run. And we just hauled it out there and then loaded it up in the truck, and we just drove it over here.
Welcome, pioneers. Y'all need to stow all loose articles, and that means hats,
but
cell phones,
yeah, I got permission to take it home for free. They didn't charge me because I just asked. I was just like, hey, can I get permission to take that home? And they were like, sure. It's not the only sign I've received too. They've actually given me this sign that's back here as well. This is sitting behind my setup. And ignore the googly eyes. Jesse did that. My wife decided to throw googly eyes on there. But I got this sign sitting up on my wall as well. And it's kind of like one of the promotional signs. It says World's Most Daring Wood Coaster. It's kind of that promotional sign that was really, really cool. The reason why I'm not using my webcam right now either is because this is the wrong screen. This is my Twitch screen that has like all the wrong goals on it and stuff. But I figured you guys would want to look at the sign
Don't forget
that I'm creating
any loose
real
articles
quick,
you may
so
have left here with us in the station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run.
you know.
Keep a lookout for
Does
those
SCC
outlaws
own the
and enjoy
barn
the rest
behind
of your
Outlaw, or
day
is that
here
somebody
at
else? No,
Silver
that
Dollar
is
City.
Silver Dollar City. That's where they keep all the animals from the barnyard at. That's where they put them when they're not
Pioneers.
up top.
Y'all need to stow all loose articles, and that means hats, cell
So.
phones, cameras, keys, and change.
Just imagine
Watch your
if
step as
someone
you board
did
the
not know
stagecoach.
that you were
When
given
you're
that
all
sign and
comfy in your
just
seat with your
told
feet on
the
floor and your back against the seat
main
back,
guys of the
go
park.
ahead and buckle your seat belt. Our
I got a
stage hands will
permission
let you
slip.
know when to pull
Basically,
down
they
your
gave me a
restraint.
permission slip. I didn't
During
need to
your
use
journey,
it, but the
keep your
permission
hands
slip
and feet inside
was
the
just to
stagecoach
show
at
that I
all
wasn't
times.
stealing it,
It's gonna be a wild
which was
ride.
definitely nice to have, because I was hauling it back behind in maintenance, and you know, just in case someone said, "Hey, are you supposed to be taking that?" I had a permission slip as well to show that I wasn't stealing it. That actually looks pretty good right there. And then the other set of text over here says golden ticket winner.
Pioneers, you all just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts, and watch your step as you exit to your
Ticket.
right. Don't forget any loose articles you may have left here with us in the station. Thank you for
But
heading
yeah,
out west on
so
Outlaw Run.
again, they just
Keep a
replaced the
lookout
sign
for
because
those
this one was
outlaws
starting to
and
fade.
enjoy
You
the
can't really
rest of
see
your
it
day here at
all that
Silver
much
Dollar City.
inside indoors. It actually doesn't look that faded, but yeah, that it was starting to fade quite a bit because it is outdoors.
Pioneers,
So
y'all
they made a
need
new
to
one
stow
for
all
it,
loose
and
articles, that means
they took
hats,
this one, the
cell
one that
phones,
is currently
cameras,
behind me,
keys,
down.
and change. Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When you're all comfy in your
See,
seat
the
with your
tough part
feet
for
on
me
the
is to
floor
get
and
that
your back
logo in
against
there.
the seat back, go ahead and
Because
buckle
you
your
see that
seat
logo,
belt.
the top part of the
Our
logo
stagehands
sticks
will
out
let
of the
you know
sign,
when to pull
and then
down
you have
your
the golden
restraint.
ticket
During
award
your journey, keep your hands
thing
and
at the
feet
top.
inside the stagecoach at
So I
all
don't know
times.
if we can make a
It's
ticket
gonna
shape,
be a
but
wild ride.
Think that varmint would still be chasing us if
did I see the
Marshall
Jurassic World
Wyatt
trailer? I
hadn't
did
cornered him
not.
back there. Here at Silver Dollar City,
I did not.
good guys always win.
I do want to see the new Jurassic World movie, though. I actually haven't seen Fallen Kingdom yet. I've seen the first Jurassic World, but I haven't seen the Fallen Kingdom yet. And I've seen all of the original Jurassic Park movies, but as well. But some sort of auction in Celebration City, the old parking lot. Yeah, there is an auction going off.
Unbuckle your seatbelts and
They
watch
are
your
auctioning
step
off
as you exit
some
to
stuff.
your right. Don't forget any loose articles you may have left here with us in the station. Thank you
Just
for
imagine that
heading out
awkward
west on
conversation if
Outlaw
you
Run.
asked if you
Keep
were
a
allowed
lookout
to
for
take
those
it.
outlaws and enjoy the rest
don't think it
of
would be
your
that
day
awkward.
Here at Silver Dollar City.
Might have to make this myself out of art shapes somehow.
Welcome, pioneers.
The golden
Y'all
ticket
need to stow all
itself.
loose articles, and that means hats,
Let's see, how are we
cell
gonna make the
phones,
golden ticket?
cameras,
Let's get a
keys,
small
and change. Watch
piece
your step as
here.
you board the stagecoach.
Smallest we can
When you're
find.
all comfy in your seat with your feet on
And
the
let's
floor and your back
rotate it
against the seat back,
a little
go
bit
ahead and
like
buckle
that.
your seat belt. Our
Change this to be
stagehands will
more
let you know
yellow.
when to pull down your restraint. During your journey, keep your hands and feet inside the stagecoach at all times. It's
Turn
gonna
off
be
angle
a
snap
wild
and
ride.
with the angle not as angled here.
Be chasing us if Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there.
There we go. There's that. I don't know if I can make the to make it look more like a ticket on the ends or not. I don't know if there's anything I can do for that. Let's see if there is. Something more rounded. Let's.
Back, pioneers. You all just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts, and watch your
That's
step
too
as
big.
you
Everything
exit to
here
your
I
right.
feel is going to
Don't
be
forget
too
any
big.
loose articles you may have
That's
left
our
here
main
with us in
issue.
the station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run.
We'll just keep
Keep
it
a lookout
just a
for those
square for right
outlaws
now.
and enjoy
It
the
doesn't
rest
need
of
to
your
have the
day here
most
at
detail
Silver
of all
Dollar
time.
City.
We're just gonna leave it like that, and then if we can just get the logo, Outlaw Run logo in here, that's gonna be the
Welcome,
tough.
pioneers.
I feel like the
Y'all
toughest
need
part.
To stow all loose articles, and that means
how am I
hats,
gonna do that?
Cell phones, cameras, keys, and
Now I did do something over here, but I used like, I guess we could try it. I used letters from the Theme Maker's Toolkit items, that might be our best option for this.
During your journey, keep your hands and feet.
Do you know if Hershon still owns the Celebration City land, or does the city own it? I'm not sure if they really own it or not anymore.
That was a close call, folks.
I'm surprised no one's tried to
Would still be chasing us if
do that.
Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here at Silver Dollar City,
Yeah, even if it's bad,
guys always win.
I mean, it's not gonna look, I want it to look nice, but it just might not look the most accurate. If that makes sense. These might be too big. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to fit this. But I knew these letters were, these are kind of like the smaller letters that I have.
You all just push up on that safety bar.
I don't know,
Unbuckle
can
your
I fit the
seatbelts
run in
and
there?
watch your step as
Here,
you
we can move it
exit
over
your
to the
right.
left a little more.
Don't forget any loose articles you may have left here with us in the station. Thank you for heading out west on
And we
Outlaw
just gotta
Run.
fit 3
Keep
more
a lookout
letters.
for those outlaws and enjoy
I might be able to
the
move
rest of your
the
day here
best
at
new
Silver
ride thing over
Dollar
slightly
City.
too. Maybe. I can always make the sign a slightly longer too if I need to.
Welcome, pioneers. Y'all need to stow all loose articles, and that means hats, cell phones, cameras,
Yep, you're gonna
keys,
be a
and
butt.
change. Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When you're all comfy in your seat with
Well,
your
let's
feet on
just
the
create a
floor
little
and your
bit more
back
space
against the
there.
seat back, go ahead
By
and buckle
doing
your
that.
seat belt. Our stagehands will let you know
See, I
when to
can
pull
only go
down
so
your
far
restraint.
that pops
During your
through
journey,
on the
keep your
sign, so
hands
that's
and
the
feet
crappy
inside
part.
the stagecoach at all times. It's gonna be a wild ride.
But that's okay. Let's go ahead and recolor all these because these need to be a different color. And we need to make it kind of a go for a yellowish orange. More on that yellow side and less strong colors there. Saw a trailer for the new Elvis Presley. I didn't know there was a new
Y'all
Elvis
just
Presley
push up
movie
on
coming
that
out.
safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts, and watch your step as you
Interesting.
exit to your
Does it
right.
look good?
Don't forget any loose articles you may have left here with us in the station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run.
Alright,
Keep a
these
lookout
aren't
for those
straightened,
outlaws
so we're
and
gonna
enjoy
kind
the
of,
rest
like,
of your
the
day
letters
here
kind
at
of
Silver
flow
Dollar
here.
City.
Flow around. Let's move this so it looks like there's 2 different words actually here.
Welcome,
The R
pioneers.
is pretty
Y'all
high up,
need to
and
stow
then
all
it
loose
goes
articles,
back down.
and that means hats, cell phones, cameras, keys,
Stupid
and
autosave.
change. Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When
Honestly,
you're all
this isn't
comfy in
looking
your
too
seat
bad.
With your feet on the floor and your back against the seat back.
Considering what I have to work with and trying to make it out of like art shapes and stuff, I don't think it's
Go ahead and
too
buckle your seat belt.
awful.
Our stagehands will let you know when to pull down
Gotta
your
go now.
restraint.
It's
During your
11:26 where I'm
journey,
at,
keep your
and I have
hands
school
and
tomorrow.
feet.
Hey, it's 11:26 for me as well. You have a wonderful night. Looks good. Looks like a good movie. Sweet. I'll have to maybe look it up and watch the trailer myself. Okay, so we're gonna punch this out just the slightest bit so we have a little bit of room for expansion there. Now the hardest thing is how do I get the horse and the guy on the horse? I have this guy, but it might be a little bit too big, the little rodeo sign. It looks like it might be a little too big, but we're gonna try it anyways.
Just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts,
I think
and
it's called
watch your
rodeo
step as you
sign.
exit to your right. Don't forget any loose articles you may
not.
have left here with us in the station.
I can just click on it and see what it's called. Why am I lagging? The autosave's over. Alright, oh crap. Copyright music. Yeah, it's called Rodeo Sign. I was right. Oh, it's under the signs, I think. Like the actual signs section. I think that's why.
Cameras, keys, and change. Watch your step as you
Alright,
board
let's
the
go and
stagecoach.
edit
When you're
this,
all
and
comfy in
then
your seat with your feet on the floor and your back
like it's
against
under
seat
the
back, go ahead and
rodeos,
buckle
like the
your
actual
seatbelt. Our
signage.
stagehands will let you know when to pull down your restraint.
There it is.
During your journey, keep your hands and
Oh gosh,
feet
it's so
inside
big.
the stagecoach at all times. It's gonna be a wild ride.
See, I would need it like right here.
That varmint would still be chasing us if Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here at Silver Dollar City,
It's too much. It's too much.
guys always win.
Which sucks because like we're so close. Do I dare try and make this out of art shapes? I don't know if there's many. It's gonna fit that great, but let's give it a go. All right, for the horse's body, we're gonna use one of these.
And watch your step as you exit to your right. Don't forget
Maybe
any
this
loose articles you
size.
may have left here with us in the
Okay.
station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run.
Let's make
Keep a
this
lookout for those
where it's
outlaws and
behind
enjoy the
there,
rest
but
of
not
your
in front.
day here at Silver Dollar City.
This is gonna be the horse's main body, and then we can do the tail.
Welcome, pioneers. Y'all need
Oh
to
gosh,
store
this is
all
gonna
loose
be
articles. And that
awful,
means
but you
hats,
know what?
cell
Who
phones,
cares?
Cameras, keys, and change. Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When you're all comfy in
I
your
am
seat
not
with your
good at
feet on
art
the
shapes,
floor
but
and
I
your
don't
back
care.
against the
We're
seat
gonna
back, go ahead and buckle your
do the
seatbelt.
best we
Our
can. That's the
stagehands will
that's
let you
all we
know
can
when
do
to
yet,
pull
right?
down your restraint. During your journey,
Do
keep your hands
as
and
much
feet
as we
inside
can
the
here.
stagecoach at all times. It's gonna be a wild ride.
You know what? What do we have to lose here?
Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here at Silver Dollar
What am I gonna do for the legs?
guys always win.
Extra small.
Back pioneers, you all just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts, and watch your step as you
gosh.
exit to your right. Don't forget any loose articles
Nope.
you may have left here
No,
with
no,
us
no.
in the station. Thank you for heading out
Maybe
west
we
on
can
Outlaw
use.
Run.
Maybe for the
Keep a
legs we
lookout
can
for those
use
outlaws
something
and enjoy the rest of your day here at Silver Dollar City.
smaller. You know what? I got a crazy idea. Let's go to these guys.
Welcome, pioneers. Y'all need to stow
The only
all
problem
those
with this
articles, and that means
is I
hats,
can't get
cell
it
phones,
black,
cameras,
like
keys,
completely
and
black.
change. Watch your step as you board
That's
the
the shortest
stagecoach.
piece, dude. Is
When
that the
you're all comfy in your
0.5?
seat with
Really?
your feet on the floor and your back against the seat back.
I thought it was
go
shorter
ahead
than
and
that.
buckle your seat belt. Our stagehands will
This
let
woman
you
is
know
so
when to
annoying.
pull down your restraint. During
I
your
get to
journey,
hear it
keep your hands
all
and feet
day,
inside
every
the
day.
stagecoach at all times. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Close call, folks. Think that varmint would still be chasing us if Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so stupid looking. The legs are gonna just look like twigs. Oh my goodness. I still have to make the freaking cowboy
Now, all just push
guy
up
on the
that safety
riding
bar,
on the
unbuckle
thing.
your seatbelts, and watch your step as you exit to your right. Don't forget any loose articles you may have left here with us in the station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run. Keep a lookout for those outlaws and enjoy the rest
Keep
of
a
your
lookout
day
for
here at
those
Silver Dollar
outlaws.
City.
It doesn't look that bad. Okay, if you say so.
Welcome, pioneers. Y'all need to stow all loose articles. And that
There's
means
not
hats,
anything in the
cell phones,
workshop, no.
Cameras, keys,
Not
and
this
change.
specifically.
Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When you're all comfy in your seat with your feet on the floor and your back against the seat back, go ahead and buckle your seat belt. Our stagehands will let you know when to pull down your restraint.
You know, we'll just
During
see
your
what
journey,
it looks
keep your
like by the
hands
end.
and feet inside the stagecoach at all times. It's
All right,
gonna
one more
be a
leg.
wild ride.
Think that varmint would still be chasing us if Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here at Silver Dollar City, good guys always
I'm just gonna do that. That's good. Looks like a horse running, right? Looks like a bug. Yeah, we're not finished. We gotta give the horse a little bit more details here. It kind of just looks like a big blob running on the screen right now,
Just
but
push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts,
we gotta give it
and
a
watch your
few
step
more
as you exit to your right. Don't
special
forget any loose
details
articles
here.
You may have left here with us in the station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run. Keep a lookout for those outlaws and enjoy the rest of your day here at Silver Dollar City.
I think you can make it smaller. How? I'm going as small as I can.
Welcome, pioneers.
I don't
Y'all
think there's
need to
much
stow all loose articles,
options.
And that means hats, cell phones, cameras, keys, and change. Watch your step as
I'm
you
not
board the stagecoach.
like
When you're
the
off
thing
the
with
stage,
Silver
keep
Dollar
your
or
feet
the
on floor
Planet
and your
Coaster is
back
everything's
against the
big.
seat
You can't
back.
make
Go ahead
things
and
small,
buckle your seat belt.
especially if
Our
you're using
stagehands will let
in-game
you know
pieces.
when to pull down your
That's the main
restraints.
issue with it.
During your journey, keep your hands and feet inside the stagecoach at all times.
It's
gonna
very,
be
very
a
difficult.
wild ride.
Think that varmint would still be chasing us if Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here at Silver Dollar City,
I really don't
good
know.
guys always win.
Like, I still don't know how I'm gonna make the cowboy that's on the back. On his back. I don't have a good way of doing that. Everything's too thick.
You all just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts, and watch your step as you exit to your right. Don't forget any loose articles you may have left
Just
here
do a
with us
stick
in the
figure. I'm not
station.
even sure if I can do that.
Thank you for heading out west on
Look,
Outlaw Road.
if I was to make this
Keep a
his
lookout for
his
those
head,
outlaws
it'd be
and
way
enjoy
too
the
big.
rest of your day here at Silver Dollar City.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how to make a stick figure.
Welcome,
Yeah.
pioneers. Y'all need to stow
Everything's
all
too
loose
big.
articles, and that means hats, cell phones, cameras, keys, and change. Watch
Even
your
the
step
smallest
as you board the
pieces are
stagecoach.
huge.
When you're all comfy in your seat with your feet on the floor and your back
Yeah,
against
that's
the
why I
seat
wanted
back,
to use the
go ahead
rodeo
and buckle
sign,
your
but
seatbelt.
it's too
Our
big.
stagehands will let you know when to pull down your restraint. During your journey, keep your hands and feet inside the stagecoach at all times.
Let's go
It's gonna be
to
a wild ride.
props,
Think that varmint would still be
signs,
chasing
and
us if Marshall
advertising.
Wyatt
I
hadn't
just
cornered
need
him back
something
there.
that looks
Here at Silver Dollar City,
similar.
good guys always win.
Something that looks similar to a guy riding a horse or a horse. We could keep
Pioneers,
Chief Beef could
y'all
ride it.
just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seatbelts,
May just have
and
to have a
watch
big
your
head.
step
I
as
don't
you
really
exit
want to
to
do
your
that.
right. Don't forget
It
any
looked
loose
way
articles
too
you may have
bad,
left here
in
with
my
us
opinion.
the station. Thank you for heading out west on Outlaw Run.
I don't know.
Keep a lookout for those outlaws and enjoy the rest of your day here at Silver Dollar City.
The cowboy animation robot up there.
Welcome, pioneers. Y'all need
He's
to
not
stow
2D,
all
he's
loose
a
articles,
3D.
and that means
He's
hats,
3D though.
cell
I need something
phones,
2D.
cameras, keys, and change. Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When you're all comfy in your seat with your feet on the floor and your back against the seat back, go ahead and buckle your seat belt. Our stagehands will let you
Hold
know
on.
when to pull
What if
down
I
your
used
restraint.
letters?
During your journey, keep your hands and feet
Could
inside
this
the stagecoach
wait? Hold on,
at
hold on.
all
Let me look
times.
at
It's gonna
the
be
eye
a
here.
wild ride.
That was a close call.
let's take this.
If Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here at Silver Dollar City, good guys.
All right, here's our cowboy. Let's see, can we give him a head somehow? That's too big. Yeah, the new Jurassic World Dominion is June 10th. I did know about that. I do want to go see it.
Unbuckle your seatbelts and watch your step as you exit to your
Targets?
right. Don't forget any loose articles
big
you
is
may
that?
have left here
That's
with
way
us
too
in the
big
station.
still.
Thank you for heading out west on
I'm trying to
Outlaw
find
Run.
anything that's
Keep a
round
lookout
and
for
small.
those outlaws and enjoy the rest of your day here at Silver Dollar
Donut.
City.
Donut's way too big. These Batman logos way too big.
Welcome, pioneers. Y'all need to stow all loose articles,
Meat skewer.
and that means hats, cell
Nope.
phones, cameras, keys, and change. Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When you're all comfy in your
Yeah,
seat
I'm
with
gonna
your feet
watch.
on the
I
floor and
definitely
your
will
back
watch
against the seat back,
Fallen
go
Kingdom
ahead and
before
buckle your seat
I go and
belt.
watch it for
Our
sure.
stagehands will let you know when to pull down your restraint.
I will. I don't think I never want to watch like a movie without seeing the previous sequel, you know. Wouldn't make sense to me.
That was a close call, folks. Think that varmint would still be
Are there
chasing
any
us if Marshall
flanges
Wyatt
that
hadn't
are
cornered him
really
back there.
small?
Here in Silver Dollar City, good guys always win.
Like some small ones. Balloons? Hold on. I didn't think about this. That is the smallest thing we've had so far. It's still too big. How about this balloon? That's still really bad, but maybe if we sink it in a little bit. Oh gosh, it's animating. No. It animates and moves. That's not good. Stationary. We'll make it stationary. Don't loop. If I make it stationary, we'll stop moving. Yeah! Okay. That's not terrible. Let's be honest. This is terrible. Let's just be perfectly honest here. This is all terrible.
When you're all comfy in your seat with your feet on the floor and your back against the seat back, go ahead and buckle your seat belt. Our stagehands will let
I'm
you
just
know
gonna
when
be
to pull down
honest
your restraint.
with
During your journey,
myself.
keep your hands and feet inside the stagecoach at all
See,
times.
I need to actually get into 3D modeling and just build it myself into a like Blender or something, and then figure out how to do the.
Here in Silver
Honestly,
Dollar City,
I could probably make it
good
in.
guys
I could probably 3D model that, no problem. It wouldn't be too hard. I mean, look at it. It's like mostly just a rectangle with a few little bit of shaping going on it. You know. Could be worse. It could be worse. But
You all just push up on that safety bar.
where did
Unbuckle
my
your seatbelts,
thing that
and
was?
watch your step as you exit to your right. Don't forget any loose articles.
You know, we do have
you may
these
left
cables.
here
Do I have
with
any
us in the
short
station.
cables?
Thank you for heading out
that I
west
could
on
use?
Outlaw Run. Keep a lookout
Some
for
that are
those
really
outlaws
small.
and enjoy the rest of your day here at Silver Dollar
1
City.
meter. We have half a meter anywhere. Maybe. That's 8 meter.
Welcome,
4 meter,
pioneers.
2 meter.
Y'all need to stow all loose articles, and that means hats, cell phones, cameras, keys, and change. Watch your step as you board the stagecoach. When you're all comfy
Google
in
Earth
your
doesn't
seat
mark
with your
in
feet
fire
on
in the
the
hole
floor and
anymore.
your
What do you
back
mean it
against
doesn't
the
mark
seat
it?
back,
It
go
does right
ahead and
here.
buckle your
It
seat
literally
belt.
says fire in the hole right here.
Our stagehands will let you know when to pull down
I
your
actually have it
restraint.
up right now.
During your journey, keep your
'Cause I
hands
use
and
Google
feet
Earth as a
inside the
reference.
stagecoach at all times. It's
My
gonna
family.
be a
First comment. My
wild
family
ride.
loves this underground coaster. It's not underground.
still be chasing us if Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here in Silver Dollar City,
I know it's old, but it smells really bad. I mean, he's not wrong. It's very. There's a lot of mold everywhere. Oh my gosh, I love. Let me read more reviews. My gosh, that's entertainment right there. It's not even underground.
Pioneers, you all just push up on that safety bar, unbuckle your seat belts, and watch your step as you exit to your right.
You know what? I'm
Don't
taking.
forget
I'm getting
any
rid of
loose
this.
articles you may have left
I'm
here
just
with
leaving
us
the
in
horse for
station.
now.
Thank you for heading out west.
Okay, Dark Ride mixed with an indoor coaster. That's the greatest quotes in Dark Ride history. Great scenes, amazing theme song, and a very cool classic ride. That was made 2 months ago. This is our 6-year-old's favorite ride. As she's 47 inches tall, she's limited on what bigger rides she can ride, especially those roller coaster type rides with bigger kids can enjoy. This is one great for the whole family. Can feel the excitement of those big drops, in quotations. There are several still scenes you travel past with some recorded lines that we repeat at our home as family jokes. That's really cute, though.
that was a close call, folks.
That's cute.
Think that varmint would still be chasing us if
A
Marshall
classic
Wyatt
feeling
hadn't
indoor
cornered him
coaster
back
that
there.
is also a dark ride. This ride is a nice way to get out of the heat. Good family ride. Fun for the new coaster riders. This one's a 3-star. It's the lowest one I've seen so far. Very good indoor family dark style ride coaster with a very shockingly good pop of ejector air time towards the end. Plus the theming is great. But you only gave it 3 stars. You didn't tell us why. It does when I search for Fire in the Hole, but when I'm just looking at the map, it shows the other rides. Yeah, I'm just looking at the satellite view right now. I'm looking for any negative comments, which doesn't look like there's many. 2 stars. All the rides in SDC, you can definitely skip this one. It is probably older than me, and the last time we rode it, it broke down and had to walk through the ride to leave. I would give it a 5-star rating because that's an awesome once in a lifetime experience being able to get it evacuated off of Fire in the Hole. I would be happy with that. That'd be cooler than the ride itself, is to be able to walk through the ride on an evacuation with the lights on and such. I did participate in a mock evac once. It was actually really cool. From a distance, the sign looks good. That's what I was hoping for. I actually have a friend that works at Fire in the Hole. He's actually in leadership there, and he says if I ever want to do a walkthrough with all the lights on and during an inspection, and walk through with an inspection with him, he said he's more than welcome to do that for me. I kind of want to do that, especially if it's going to close after this season. I need to take him up on that offer. For sure. This one's got 2 stars with no text. It's funny with all the reviews. Wait, how about Outlaw Run? What about those reviews? 4.7 out of 5. So, mostly positive. We got a few on-ride photos here. I love this ride, especially at night. I kind of want to just read the negative reviews. If you're a plus-side person, don't even bother. Only reason I am rating it 2 stars is because for many years I have greatly enjoyed this ride. However, they have made the seatbelts a lot shorter. That is actually false. With less loosening room for some reason. They have never changed the seatbelt size. They have always been short. I'm not saying they're not short. I'm just saying they've never changed them. They have always been short. The seatbelts have never changed in length. So that is a false review right there. Like, they may think the seatbelts are shorter, but I think they may have just gotten a little bigger. I'm not trying to be rude, but the seatbelts didn't change. They probably changed, and they are I don't want to say delusional, but like they are refusing to think that they got bigger. Not sure why they changed the seatbelts, but it eliminates the ability for a lot of people to ride. It's always been that way. Like, it has been a very strict ride. Always. Just always. Would love, even people who safely rode it before, would love somebody to experience this ride again, assuming something changes. What a humiliating experience now. Why? Who approved these changes? There were no changes, dude. I feel sorry for the guy that he can't ride anymore, but like, they're legit has not. I've worked at the ride for 9 years since it opened. They have not changed those seatbelt sizes. Like, they have always been the same. Do you not realize that many people who very often visit the park tend to be on the plus size side? You're not selling diet food here either. That was the best part at the end of that. I love the end of that review. There are a lot of plus size people that visit the park, and you're not selling diet food here. But anybody that claims that the seatbelts have gotten shorter are just kind of in denial, I think. You know, I think they may have slightly gained some weight. Maybe not very noticeably, but like just enough to where they can't get the seatbelt anymore. And they're blaming it, saying that the seatbelt's shorter. That's totally not true. Here, I'm going to show you guys my reactions now. But yeah, that's totally not true. The seatbelts have never changed, even if people think they have. Again, we have gotten a few longer ones by accident, which are longer, but like, they've never changed the seatbelt size. They never have. I would just want to go through and read negative reviews for fun. So that's the first one. And that's probably what most of the negative reviews will be on.
Would still be chasing us if Marshall Wyatt hadn't cornered him back there. Here at Silver Dollar City,
There's not many.
good guys
Oh, here it is. If you're a plus-size person like me, save yourself the embarrassment and skip the ride. The seat does not fit plus-size people. I mean, basically, no, not really any coaster does. Let's be honest, the rides are built to fit most people, if that makes sense. The seat doesn't fit. The first time I went on the ride, one of the workers had to literally put all their body weight on the buckle so it'd fit. It was probably me doing it. However, I gave it 2 stars because it was fun. So they gave the 2 stars because they were able to ride it. Wait. But you got to ride it, so, like, you weren't too big if we were able to get you in. So, like, that is true, though. We do have to sometimes get down there and actually try and help them, because I don't want to kick somebody off the ride. If I can get the seatbelt for them, I will help them out on that in that case, but I always ask first, because it could be a little awkward for the guest, because you're getting down there in their space, and I don't want it to be awkward, so I always ask them first before I try to help them with the seatbelt, and that's how I train everyone, too, is...
That was a close call.
is you have to get down there and help them. And that's why I wish they just made them slightly bigger. And I actually do agree with a lot of these people. I think they should make those seatbelts bigger. However, they have never changed. They have always been short. It's much more spacious. And, like, you get a lot of people, and I get the frustration of when a larger guest can't ride, and I get the frustration, and I hate that they can't ride, you know, but they also have to understand that the reason why the seats aren't bigger, or like these things aren't bigger, is because if they were to make them bigger, they would have to raise the height requirement, and less kids would be able to ride. You would be excluding the ride from kids, basically, for your own selfish needs. I'm just saying, you know. I'm not saying everyone, I know it's understandable not everyone can control their weight, you know. It's a lot tougher for others to be able to do that, and so I'm not saying, you know, I just don't like it when people use it as an excuse at some points, you know. And again, I know there's a lot of people have issues losing weight sometimes, and they don't have the best control over it and stuff, but they make these rides to where most people can ride, including kids. So you don't want to take the rides away from those younger kids, you know. That would be, in my opinion, worse to have to raise the rider requirement. But that's just my take on it and stuff. Again, if it was my choice, I wish everyone was able to ride, and I absolutely hate kicking people off the ride that can't fit, you know. Alright, only reason I'm giving this 2 stars is because in years previous, I have greatly enjoyed this ride. However, they have made the seatbelts a lot shorter. Here we go again. I don't know why everyone says the seatbelts are shorter. With less loosening room. Both my father and I have lost weight. I've heard that too. They've made these shorter. I've lost weight and I've ridden this. Have you, though? Have you really? I'm not buying it. Both my father and I have lost weight, but have naturally bigger hips. See, that's the thing. If you have wide hips, it's hard to get that seatbelt. And neither of us could get the seatbelt closed when in years previous we've been able to do so at heavier weights. I'm not sure why they've changed the seatbelts. They have not. Again, they have not changed them. It eliminates the ability of a lot of people to ride, even the safely rode it before. Would love to someday experience this ride again, assuming something changes. What a humiliating experience. Again, I hate it when they feel humiliated. I hate that. According to the Mean Streak is back. No. I mean, maybe if it was Mean Streak Henry, maybe, but like anyone else, I would say no to that. Oh man, Friday. Oh yeah, Obi-Wan. I'm so excited for that series. I'm so excited. But like, I feel so bad that they can't ride, but I hate it when they claim that the seatbelts have gotten shorter. They haven't gotten shorter. The seatbelts have always been the same. Since day one, they have not changed those seatbelts. They have always been as short as they are. And again, I'm not saying I'm saying they are short seatbelts. They're probably shorter than any RMC for some reason. I don't know why. I wish they would make them a little bit bigger. And I'm on their side there. They need to make the seatbelts a little bit bigger. Because, like, I've seen people that can get the light, but they can't get the seatbelt because the seatbelt's so stupidly short. But, again, they have never changed the seatbelt size. Here's the thing. The only thing I can think of here is that they wrote it in 2013 without a seatbelt. Because most of these people are probably GP, right? And maybe they wrote it, they finally came back to write it, and it had a seatbelt, and now that you have to get, besides just the bar only. So that could be a possibility as well, that maybe they wrote it opening year, and they were able to write it because there was no seatbelt, and now there is a seatbelt that they have to worry about. So that could be a thing we could be seeing here. If not, again, it's kind of very unlikely just because the only year we didn't have seatbelts was that opening year in 2013. So I could see that as a possibility, and being the GP, they might think that there may have been a seatbelt that first year. You know, the GP is really bad about that. I've had people ride Outlaw and they're like, oh, I rode this 30 years ago. Really? Because the ride's not even 10 years old. I've had people think that they've ridden it 30 years ago, and they're like, how this ride's super old because it's wooden. When did they why did they add the seatbelts? They added the seatbelt, RMC added seatbelts to all their coasters after the Texas Giant incident in 2013. So RMC actually added them to every single RMC. They added them after that incident. So as a extra precaution, the Outlaw Run did not need to add the seatbelts, but they did it as a precaution. So you can't blame them for that, but again, that was on the Gerstlauer trains, and it wasn't even on their own trains. No one's ever fallen out of an RMC train before, and it is unfortunately a size issue. You know, the restraints didn't come unlocked in that incident. You know, it was just because of the irregular body type, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but like, when someone has like a larger body but their legs are really small, those body types are kind of the most dangerous to have when riding a roller coaster if you're not properly secured. Because if that bar is not down under your gut onto your legs, you can slip out a little bit easier. And it's never happened on like Outlaw Run, but it like when you think about it, and I think that's what happened in that incident. I'm not gonna go into that incident, but here's another one. This ride may have gotten a better rating if I was able to go on it, but unfortunately it was closed with no warning while I was in the queue. Why would we warn you that the ride's about to close down? They invited us to stick around, but after waiting in line for almost an hour, I really didn't feel like it. So you gave the ride a low rating because it shut down with no warning. If it goes down for maintenance, there's not going to be a warning that it shuts down. Are you serious? Rides have technical issues. Like, there's not going to be a warning for that issue to pop up. Wait, hey guys, we're going to be shutting down in 30 minutes for an unexpected issue. I just wanted to let you know before you got in line. But because I looked at my crystal ball, and this ride's going to shut down in about 30 minutes for a technical issue. But just to give you a warning before you get in line. I need to make an entire video or stream just looking at reviews for rides. Here we go. 3-star. I'm reading this one because I saw the start of it. Well, not perfect. This coaster was a little rough. Really? It goes fast and turns upside down, but it was hard for me to enjoy it because it was so uncomfortable. I think I'll stick with Wildfire and Time Traveler. Ooh, that one hits me hard. Wildfire and Time Traveler. Outlaw Run's the best ride in the park. You can't deny it. I will say RMC restraints aren't the most comfortable. I will say Time Traveler has the most comfortable restraints. And you know, I kind of understand why the GP thinks it's rough, because they don't really know how to ride roller coasters very well. I don't know how many people I see get off Outlaw Run and they get this neck pain out of nowhere. I've never experienced neck pain riding Outlaw Run, but they let the ride throw them around. Like, they don't control their body. Like, I've noticed this. Like, I've seen people hurt their neck because when it latches onto the lift hill change, they get whipped back because it latches onto the chain on the lift hill, and they go, "Oh, my neck," and I'm just like, control your upper body. People let the ride whip them around. I don't understand it. Like, just control your upper torso, follow just take the ride in. Don't, like, let yourself ragdoll. I don't know how people do this to themselves, but, like, just control your upper body and neck. Like, don't let the ride whip you around. I don't know what it is, but, like, I've never experienced any pain getting off of Outlaw Run. I understand, I ride it every single day, but I actually don't mind the RMC restraints, but maybe it's because I'm short. It could be, because the biggest part for the RMC restraints are the shin bars. That's the most uncomfortable part for me. But I can tolerate the restraints, but I don't think they have the most comfortable ride restraints out there. There's just some that are way better than others. Alright, most of these these are all 5-star. I want to find the negative ones. Those are the ones I'm interested in. Here's a 3-star. They loved the leg restraints. Made you feel secure. I guess that. I've had certain people say that they like the restraints because they feel more secure on it. I like to ragdoll on Time Traveler. So I actually have... Okay, so this is a review for Outlaw Run. 4 stars. Powder Keg Coaster has longest line and it moves slow. By far the best launch in the South. What does that have to do with Outlaw Run? And why is the... What? Oh, here's a 1-star. I found my first 1-star review. Here we go. This place blows. No worthwhile rides for folks who aren't rail thin. If you weigh 250 pounds or more, don't waste your $72 on this place. Totally not worth it. Don't waste your money on any theme park in existence, then, if that's the case. Like, if you're a larger person, you're most likely not going to be able to participate in a lot of rides. It doesn't matter what park you're at. I love how people just think that, like... Oh my gosh, that just is ridiculous to me that they are like, this place sucks because I couldn't fit on any of the rides. Well, do you fit on them in any other park? Because they're the same type of rides, you know, RMC, B&Ms, you know, like, they're not going to be different. Here's another 1-star. I went there on August 5th, 2020. So they went during the pandemic, so this will be interesting. And it was closed at least 2 to 3 times. It was closed in mid-afternoon. I had enough time to ride a few rides, walk the way back, and it still wasn't open. And then then I got stuck on the lift hill while I was waiting in line. Wait, you got stuck on the lift hill? It got stuck on the lift hill while I was waiting in line. You know, during that time, I think I know the issue she's talking about. Or he, sorry. Looks like a he from the profile picture. But anyways, we had this issue, and this is probably the same issue. I only say this because they said it got stuck on the lift hill. We had a very weird block section issue that lasted for over a year that took forever for maintenance to finally figure out. And what happened was the ride, even when we were running one train, it would stop at the very top of the lift because it flagged that there was another train on the transfer. Or it was saying that there was a train back here. Even when we were running one train. It was a ghost train. It kept having this ghost train error, and the lift would kept shutting off. Sometimes it would actually make it over, but the lift would shut off, but the train actually made it through. So it was very, very weird. And it would shut us down all the time. And it was so inconsistent. Sometimes we would go down 3 to 5 times a day for it, and then it would go like a whole month without doing it. It wouldn't do it for like a month. And then we would have a day or two that it would do it constantly. And then it would go like another month without doing it. It was really, really strange. So, they finally figured it out last year, how to fix, and they finally fixed it. It was some sort, like there's so many prox sensors on this ride. They finally found the prox sensor that was causing that, and they got it fixed. So, it was really weird because I would be sitting there trying to dispatch the train, and I'd look over and the lift was turned off. And that's why it was turned off, because there was some weird prox sensor issue going on that would shut the lift off. And that's probably what they're talking about. And that was happening in 2020 and part of 2021 as well. So I don't think it's fair for someone to give a 1-star review because of technical issues. I think that is, unless it's like a lightning rod situation where it's like the rarest thing to even be able to get on, you know, you just unfortunately visited on a bad part or a bad time of the day. Outlaw Run is actually very reliable, and we don't go down for maintenance very often, to be honest, except for that time. That time we actually did go down quite a bit because of that, but that was, I don't know. Oh, what else we got here? I'll do a couple more reviews tonight. It's like, all right, here's a 1-star from 3 years ago. 3 years. The track isn't the problem. It's RMC's terrible trains. Okay, so this guy knows RMC at least, so he got some knowledge. So this isn't a fully fledged GP. They seem to rattle and shake throughout the layouts. I tend to disagree with that. The lap bars make the airtime impossible. I don't disagree with that one, but there is a way to kind of help keep your bar from slamming down. And I actually do it all the time, because your bar will slam down at the bottom of that first drop. It does happen, but some of the laterals you can pull from that barrel are very uncomfortable due to lack of back support. Lack of back support? What do you need? Like, what do you need on your back support? Like, it's just a seat. If you're slightly above average in terms of size, this ride will be physically painful. Dear SDC, please buy some Timberliner trains like Iron Rattler. I will say the Gerstlauer trains would probably be a lot more comfortable. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I don't think it's that as bad as he describes it. Here's another 1-star. Only reason it got 1 star is because I can't rate it 0. Okay. They need to have an extension on it for people with wider thighs. Oh, there we go. They need a seatbelt extension. Did they fix the cracks in the track that came up? Yeah, they got them all fixed. Yeah, they got all those fixed. I don't care if an extension is a safety hazard. It's stupid and needs to... Wait. What? Not everyone can be as skinny as a toothpick. You don't have to be a toothpick to ride. You just can't be 500 pounds. Like, it doesn't really depend on your weight. It just kind of depends on where your weight is. If your weight is in that midsection where your hips are, and if you have rather large thighs, it just kind of depends. It really just depends on the shape of your body sometimes. Yeah, I thought that was like, Timberliner trains are what you see on like, aren't the Timberliners like for Gravity Group? I'm like, that's not even the same thing. They have Gerstlauer trains, so that's what I was thinking. I was like, those aren't Timberliner trains, right? So this guy is saying, I don't care if an extension is a safety hazard. It's stupid. It needs to be fixed. I came here and rode it in 2016 and was fine and dandy, but now it's 2017 and nothing has changed. and can't ride it. Something needs to be changed something needs to change before I change this review. That doesn't even make sense. What? This grammar is hurting my head. Sorry. So he doesn't care if an extension is a safety hazard. It's stupid and needs to be fixed. So is he saying, like, I don't care if it's a safety thing. They need to fix this. They need to make this bigger. If so, that is the dumbest line I have ever heard. One of the dumbest things I've ever heard. I don't care about safety. Make it bigger. I don't know if that's what he's actually saying. That's what it sounds like to me. That I don't care about safety. Make it larger. That doesn't make any sense, dude. And I love how people are just like, not everyone's skinny. And then you'll have those people that I've had people actually comment like, well, not even kids could fit into this thing. And I'm like, yes, they can. Is it possible you could put your coasters in the Planet Coaster Workshop? It depends on which I usually do. If you're talking about the ones in this one, maybe eventually, yes. Most of my coasters I do put on the workshop, but I haven't put any from this build, like from from Silver City. I'm not sure how well that would work. You'd have to form the terrain around it because a lot of these coasters are terrain coasters, so you got to keep that in mind. Which is possible to make to use, but my family loved it, but the seats won't fit plus size people like me. Yep, that's how every roller coaster / almost every ride is. I love how people leave negative reviews because of that. That's just, why leave a negative review? That's not the ride's fault. The screech of this coaster can be heard all the way at the campground. Coaster is too short. Entryways are confusing. The screech of this coaster, it is not that loud. The lift hill is pretty loud, and there's no way you can hear this from the campground. That is complete bull crap right there. You cannot hear that at the campground. The coaster is too short. I can see that argument. Yes, it is a short ride, but from what they had to work with, they couldn't really make it longer for it. Otherwise, it wouldn't make it back to the station. So they would have to make the lift hill a lot bigger if they wanted to make the ride longer. But not going to argue with that. It is a short ride, and I can understand that argument. Entryways are confusing. Okay. Let's talk about the entry here. Let's talk about our entryways for Outlaw Run here. So, the entrance is right here where it says Western Missouri Stagecoach Depot. There's even a sign here that points you that this is the entrance. The Trailblazer entrance is over here. And it even says Trailblazer entrance. Most people think that's the entrance for some reason, because they see the word entrance and they're like, ah. When operating, can you tell if someone's a coaster enthusiast? Most of the time, coaster enthusiasts are wearing some sort of coaster shirt. Most of the time. Usually it's from another park. So if I see someone with I can kind of tell. You can kind of tell because they get more excited. They get, they aren't as, GP when it comes to getting on the ride. They know how to buckle the seatbelt. They know how to do their restraints easily. They don't get confused with everything like the GP do. As for the entryways are confusing, I can kind of understand that, but at the same time, if you just kind of pay attention, you can find the entrance no problem. My very first time riding Outlaw Run, I didn't know hardly anything about it. I knew that it got built. It was back when I was first kind of started to get into roller coasters. But I had no problem finding the entrance for the first time. No problem whatsoever. It was simple. All right, all these are good reviews. Fun, true wooden coaster experience. But we don't want good reviews. We want to see the negative reviews. Wait times is not worth the 30-second ride. Overrated ride and no neck support equals sore neck. Okay. The wait time is not worth the 30-second ride. First off, that's 37 seconds. Thank you very much. From the drop to the brake run, it's 37 seconds. If you're talking the full entire ride, it is a minute 27-second ride. So, that's false right there. Wait time, you must have gone on, like, one of the busiest times because Outlaw Run rarely gets a long wait. We really don't get that much of a wait, to be honest. No neck support. I hate this all the time. You don't need a freaking neck support for this kind of ride. You really don't. People think they need a headrest of some sort. I don't know why. Your sore neck is because you didn't control your upper body while riding. I'm just putting that to you right now. You just let the ride fling you around. Didn't someone get tricked onto riding Outlaw Run because they thought it was the train? Yep, that did happen. Multiple times. Like, not just one time. That's happened twice. For some reason, they actually thought it was the steam train. Very fast. Here's another one. Very fast, uncomfortable seating, nothing for head support. You don't need head support. Just control your neck and you're good. As long as you don't let the ride fling you around, you're good. Some negative G's in some places leading to tunnel vision. What? Okay. Sure. Best ride at Silver City. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. 1 star. Ride broke down twice while we were in line. I mean, it happens, man. It happens. That's no reason to give a 1-star review, though. It really isn't. You're reviewing the ride. You're not reviewing its reliability. They closed it right when I was in the next group to ride it. That is not a review of the ride. They closed it right before I got on it. Why do people review it that way? Ride was broken and not running all day. Oh man, a year ago, there was a point where we were closed for 4 days straight. At one point, we did have an issue happen, but and we were closed for 4 days straight. That was probably the most I've ever seen us closed. So maybe they came during that time. I'm an average-sized person, and I could barely fit into the seatbelt. And they gave it a 1-star review. I got it. I barely got it. I'm an average-sized person. If you're an average-sized person, that means you're about 180 pounds. So, if you're over 180 pounds, you are not an average-sized person. Well, I mean, because I think the average person size in America is 180 or something like that. And that's what these rides are built for. About a 180-pound person. You got to fit and ride the ride, but just because you could barely fit, you gave it a 1-star review. Wow. Oh my gosh. Seats are way too small for my fat American body. Physically hurt to ride. And whose fault is that? Is that our fault? I love how everyone expects us to make the seats giant just for people that are larger. That doesn't... Okay. I have way too much fun reading these. Because all the negative reviews are just ridiculous sometimes. Some of them, they had a couple of good points. I've seen a couple good points. Rough ride and not for big people. Like, I just love the reviews like that. Rough ride, not good for big people. That's a 5-star, 1-star review there. Thanks for that review. That's my favorite. I love it when people are just not descriptive. It broke down while we were on it. That was the... I love when people do that. They gave it 3 stars, which is technically positive, but I was too fat to ride. Frowny face. So why did you give it 3 stars? Everyone that was too large always gives it 1 or 2 stars. I should just do a whole stream of just me reading negative reviews. Alright, here's a good one. 1 star. It broke. That's literally all they said. It broke. It broke. And here's a 1 star. Must be a toothpick to ride. Not true, but you keep telling yourself that. Oh, this is great. Oh, let's look at let's real quick. Let's a little quick look at 1-star reviews of Time Traveler. I want to look at negative reviews for Time Traveler. They don't have as many reviews. 500 less. Of course, it hasn't been open as long. Here we go. 1 star. Let me guess. I see the first sentence. 2-hour wait. I know where this one's going. I don't care how good the ride is. Also, the ride guy is dressed as a cowboy. Dressed as a cowboy western innkeeper mayor, but he should be dressed as an eccentric Victorian futurist with a monocle, top hat, clock around his neck, etc. They gave it a 1-star review because there's a 2-hour wait. And the ride guy, not operator, the ride guy is dressed as a cowboy western innkeeper mayor. Because he's not dressed like a Victorian. He's not. He needs to have we need to have monocles and top hats and a clock around his neck. He didn't have a clock around his neck, therefore 1-star review, because the operators weren't wearing a clock around their neck, monocles and top hats. They were dressed like a cowboy. Honestly, maybe this was me when I was maybe I was working there for 1 day and was helping out, and they noticed me, and they're like, you're not dressed right. Okay, that was a good one to start off with. Let's see if I can find another negative Time Traveler review. I feel like the most of the ones for Time Traveler... What the heck? Get out of here. Get at... Remove and bum-ba-dum. Oh my gosh. But I feel like most of them's going to be because of the long wait times. They're going to give it a negative review because it's called Time Traveler because the app says 30 minutes wait time, but you end up spending 3 hours in line warping toward the end of the day. I don't think that's accurate. They would not put a 30-minute wait and it end up being 3 hours unless the ride went down and they're counting that. I don't think that's accurate. Oh, what else we got here? I want those juicy negative reviews, bruh. Why would they lie this coaster? Why would they lie this coaster is not the fastest by a long shot? Fastest in the world is Abu Dhabi, 150 mile an hour, not even in top 10. They never claimed it was the fastest coaster in the world. Why would you give a 1-star rating, not even based on the ride? You... What did I do for the roof on the queue there in Outlaw? Oh, this is a, is it a toolkit item? Yeah, it's a shade sail. I think it's a toolkit item for this piece. So they gave it a 1-star because apparently they say it's the fastest coaster in the world. I'm pretty sure fastest spinning coaster would be the proper term there, man. You forgot that they added the spinning part. They claimed it's the fastest spinning coaster in the world, not fastest coaster in the world. Then again, some of the when you sometimes get like really stupid media that doesn't understand their GP themselves. They'll even forget to add the spinning part in the that, and they probably thought, they were probably going off an unreliable source. 2 stars, long line, then a ride shutdown delay. It's a spinning roller coaster. Why did you say it's a spinning roller coaster at the end? Yes, we know it's a spinning roller coaster. Like that doesn't add anything to the review. Okay, 1 star, here we go. It made me sick to my stomach. I wouldn't ride it again. Yeah, SDC specifically says spinning in that title when they claim that. When they did claim that. I got sick on this ride. It made me sick to my stomach. Therefore, I give it a 1-star review. Therefore, you probably shouldn't be riding roller coasters if you get sick on Time Traveler, as it is a very tame ride. Except for the first drop. The first drop is pretty insane. The rest of the ride is pretty tame. Fun, but tame. Here's a 1-star review with nothing written. The rest of these don't look like they have anything else written. But I want juicy 1-star reviews that give me something to laugh at. What's another good one? We do reviews of Powder Keg, which has 4.5 reviews out of 5. Alright, 1 star a month ago. Rating this for the rude workers. Short and dramatic, with you for no reason. Very good ride, though we rode it 3 times. You probably should give it 2 or 3 star rating then. Not 1 star. Then again, this comment is probably very, very accurate, and I'm actually not going to argue with it. Very rude workers at Powder Keg. I'm not going to argue with that one, actually, because I would probably honestly agree with that. I've worked at Powder Keg. I worked at Powder Keg last year. They can get a little aggressive sometimes. Not gonna name names. Not gonna say anything else, but honestly, that negative review is actually probably fairly accurate, to say the least. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. To senior coworkers, I don't work with them. I work at Outlaw Run, not Powder Keg. So we waited in line from 12:30 to 2:30 to wait to ride this ride. The wait was due to maintenance issues. After a 2-hour wait, the ride was great. It's based on the downtime. Okay. I guess fair enough, but at least he clarified that. Like, the ride was great, but you know, we waited a long time. I guess that's somewhat fair, but at the same time, you shouldn't be reviewing the ride based on the wait time or the technical issues, in my opinion. Okay, there's not really any other reviews. There's very few reviews on Powder Keg. There's only 33. What about Wildfire? Wildfire's got 372 reviews and mostly positive with 4.8 out of 5. Average. So. Starting to lose my voice. I'm not seeing any negative here for Wildfire so far. Here's a 2-star. Wildfire is just fine. It's just getting a little bit old, especially the ride is more bumpy and it shakes you back and forth to the point where you're thinking I might get a concussion. You must have been experiencing some headbanging. Wildfire's aged pretty good for being a early 2000s B&M. Like, it opened in 2001. I think it's aged really well. Like, it's still really smooth in my opinion. I think it's one of the smoother B&Ms out there, honestly. I don't think Wildfire is anything special. I think it does have the best theming in the entire park, though. Queue line. Its queue line is actually the coolest queue line in the entire park, I think. Slightly over Time Traveler. Time Traveler's got a pretty cool queue line, but I feel like there's a little bit missed opportunities. Wildfire is not rough. I know it. It's not. It's not. Mystic River. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the one we should... Let's go look at Mystic River. That one's going to have a lot of negative reviews. 3.2. I can tell you right now why this one has low reviews. Probably because of it shutting down all the time. This was such a letdown. It wasn't fun. It was too fast, too violent, and doesn't get you wet, but soaks you. Wait. I guess they're saying you get, like, really wet. That's the point of a water ride, so that shouldn't be a negative point. I don't mean one person in the raft gets the worst. I mean, like, someone pouring gallons of water on you by... Yes, that is the point of a water ride, to get you wet. And the more wet, the better. Raft rides are supposed to be fun and exciting. This one just felt very rough. It took the joy out of it when your shoulder is slammed against the seat. It looks great, but looks are deceiving. I will say Mystic River is somewhat of an aggressive raft ride. It throws you around pretty good sometimes. I'm not gonna say no on that. It actually, a lot of people call it rough. It's not rough. It just throws you, and you fly into other parts of your seat. And it also depends on how much weight you have in the raft too. I've ridden this ride 5 times. 2 out of my 5 rides have been painful. Then why did you ride it 5 times? I love this ride, but I am honestly concerned about the drop hurting people. The drop's one of the most tame parts of the ride. When I went sideways down the drop, it threw me into my seat across the raft, and I expected the worst pain. And I experienced the worst pain I ever felt on an amusement ride. Nothing comes close to the pain I felt. He's just like, I got so much pain on this raft ride. On that drop, I've never felt so much pain before on a ride. I believe oh, trust me, I have. I believe one day some little kid or something is going to get seriously hurt on this ride. I believe they should change the restraint system to a single riders instead of holding 2 people. I think that would make the ride safer and has a lot, but it can hold like 8 people. What do you mean from 2 to 1? That doesn't even make sense. Are you saying 1 person per raft? Have fun waiting in that line. Over 2-hour wait. We are standing in line for over an hour when they had to shut down the ride for maintenance. Oh, that's not a surprise. Very common for this ride. Actually, very, very good point. That is very common for that ride. There are 8 seats on a raft, but we're only letting people ride alone. When was this reviewed? A year ago? I was really excited for the ride, but it was a huge disappointment. The drop felt like nothing. The rest of the ride was getting soaked and whipped around. It wasn't very fun. I don't recommend spending over an hour to ride this when there are much better rides in the park with shorter lines. Bring an extra pair of clothes or buy a poncho for $5 because this ride will get you soaked if you decide to ride it. I love it when people give water rides negative reviews because it gets you really wet, because it soaks you. And I'm like, okay. I mean, the constantly going down for maintenance is definitely accurate. As I know, they can't even fill. I think they can only do no more than 6 people per raft, even though it can hold 8. But they're not allowed to do more than 6. I love SDC, but this ride is terrible. We went by the ride 4 times to see if it was even working. We waited an hour to ride it. The rapids were fun, but the plunge hurt us. I've only been on Mystic River like 3 or 4 times since we've added it, but like I've never hurt myself on the drop. My son was slammed to the side ways into the other seat, bruising his back. I was also hit in the kidneys pretty hard. Go enjoy the rest of the park. Honestly, don't waste your time with Mystic, to be honest. Like, if it's a walk-on, sure, but like I would not recommend. I honestly, just like these people, would not recommend waiting 2 hours to ride Mystic River Falls. I want RMC Wildcat. Yeah, that would be fun. I don't disagree with that. The old Lost River that this ride replaced was so much better. Waited forever, and once we rode it, was let down, and my niece hit her head pretty hard at one point due to the boat. Like I said, this ride does throw you around. I'm not actually going to disagree when people say that on this ride. It does throw you around quite a bit. So you got to be cautious of that. So if someone's riding it and not expecting that, stuff could happen. Kids waited over 3 hours to ride this ride. During this time, they had to shut the ride down twice because of problems. Don't waste your day here. Most disappointing part of our day. Excuse me. Spent most of our time in line, and then we got beat pretty bad. You share seatbelts with the other riders so they don't hold you in place. The kids were flung around pretty bad. My daughters hit the rail pretty hard a couple of times. If weight distribution matters, the workers need to watch that. There's not really much they can do because unless they measure like how much everyone weighs, there's nothing they can really do that. So, but that is a weight actually is much of a problem on Mystic River Falls, but there's not much they can do about it unless they added like a weight system where they have to set everyone on a scale to see how much they weigh. You have to make an advance reservation in order to ride this ride, which was unknown to us when... You don't have to make an advance reservation to... What are you talking about? You do not have to make a reservation to ride Mystic River Falls? What? You do not have to make a reservation to ride Mystic River Falls. You just get in line. What are you talking about? I love Sword RC, but this ride can be potentially dangerous. My head hit the side of the rail at the bottom of the hill, and since you share a seatbelt with the other person, their body weight slammed into my side, injuring my rib. I'm worried about what would happen if a child had been sitting where I was. Most people seem more concerned with how much it flings you around. This looks amazing. I can't ride. Couldn't wait to get on the ride. Unfortunately, it was a total miss for me. Very rough and whisks you around without notice in fast circles. Sounds fun. Well, it would be, but instead it just really hurts. I now have 2 bruises from the ride. Really? Bruises? I even tried to brace myself and still got the second one. It needs better restraints. I mean, it's just a seatbelt, so. So the biggest disappointment, you hardly get wet at all. It really depends. on the weight of the raft. Why don't the dips work better? Lost River achieved this, no problem. Totally bumped that way. Classic, yada yada yada. You know, the sad part about these Mystic River Falls ones are actually, it's probably pretty true, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, these Mystic River Falls reviews are honestly pretty accurate for the most part. I have nothing really. I'm trying to find something funny, but you know, the funniest one is that I found so far is when someone said that you have to get a reservation to ride, which is not accurate. Closed for the 4th straight day. What a joke. I believe it. Honestly, the longer as time goes by, the more I actually do miss Lost River. And I almost kind of wish they would have went with a different approach with it. And I do think they could have renovated Lost River and give it a complete makeover, but keep the ride mostly the same and not completely remove it. I think they could have just renovated it and fix all the issues that it didn't really have issues. It was just getting old and its age was showing. So I feel like they could have just upgraded some stuff on it and keep it the way it was for the most part, and maybe just kind of enhance it, you know, and kind of modernize it a little bit. But they decided to go ahead and go with Mystic River Falls. And I think the biggest mistake that SDC made with Mystic River Falls was going with some ride manufacturer that is not even well known. I had no clue who RES was until this ride was announced. And I don't know, something about Lost River just feels better than Mystic. And yeah, Mystic's got the big drop, it's got the vertical lift and everything, but I don't know, Lost River just had, the theming was better. The cave section was amazing at the end when you go through the indoor section. I absolutely love the indoor section of Lost River, and the fact that Mystic River Falls decided not to do an indoor cave section, even though it's themed to Marvel Cave, completely blows my mind that they left that part out. And honestly, if Mystic keeps going the way it is, I don't think Mystic's going to be around very long. I think it's actually going to be viewed as a failure for Silver Dollar City. And so far, it has been a massive failure, finance-wise. Like, they have put way too much money to try and get this ride to work. Its opening year was a complete train wreck, and it was awful. And it's sad because, you know, Lost River was very reliable. I don't think they really had many maintenance issues with Lost River either, so I don't remember Lost River going down that often. Like I said, I think they should have what they should have done was maybe close Lost River for a season, and during that season just completely renovate it. Maybe add a new section or something, but you know. B&M is also currently building track for a Giga. It's not labeled for a park yet, but it could be a track for Knott's Berry Farm. I heard the Knott's Berry Farm Giga might have been canceled, but who knows? Silver Dollar City's not getting a Giga, trust me. They are not getting a Giga. They're currently building a ride right now, so they're not working on it. Like, they're not getting a B&M Giga. I can tell you that right now. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and save, and I'm going to head off here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this ending part. We were just reading funny reviews, so. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to head off, and holy crap, it's that late already. But thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next live stream or video. Hopefully I'll be live tomorrow, maybe on Twitch. I'm not entirely sure yet. But if I do, I will see you guys then. So make sure you guys have a great day and even cooler tomorrow, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much, and goodbye. Alright, before I head out, Silver Dollar City has not talked about a ride that would change their skyline forever. No one has ever said that. Just pointing that out. I don't know where you heard that, but no one has ever said that. I work at Silver Dollar City, and I've never heard that before, so just pointing that out. But okay, bye.